Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Super Saturday event. We are so excited that you are here joining us. You are going to hear from some of our best in our company. And before we get started, if you would, please put in here the city and state that you're joining us from. And if you're joining us from someone's house, please put in there, or maybe a meeting place, please put in there whose team that you're with. While you guys are doing this, I want to give Christy Van Dam a huge shout out for putting this together. We've worked so hard on this, and we're excited that today is the day that we're finally getting to bring this to you guys. And I want to thank all the speakers who are joining us this evening, who has taken time to put some great training material together for you all, and for Russ Cowie for joining us from corporate on a Saturday morning. Now, for you guys watching live, there will be periodic drawings between some of the speakers, so be ready for some great giveaways. And I'm just going to go ahead and get this kicked off, and let's get started with Executive Christy Van Dam, who is going to be talking to us about progress, not perfection. So Christy, take it away.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stacy. And I'm so excited to be here with all of you guys today and excited to share. And I just want to hear the other speakers. So let's get to this. But my name is Christy Van Dam. And you guys, today is my 13-year anniversary with Zingular. I had no idea that we planned this the same day until I was sharing my story. And I was like, oh my gosh, that'll be my anniversary. So 13 years ago, this totally into my lap. And a little bit about my story. When I first got started with this, and throughout these 13 years, every single person that I've talked to has joined. Every single person that I talked to signed up with the biggest package. I had nobody return their products. I have seriously grown in volume every single month. It has been the best journey ever. I mean, it's totally changed my life. I love it. And so, I want you guys to think about what I just told you, and how many of you guys were inspired by that? How many of you guys are like, oh, I guess I'm doing it wrong. I guess I don't know what I'm doing. Right? Here's the thing. You guys will never think that you can be successful at something like this if every story you hear is completely perfect. So no matter what you're going through, I want you to think about that, and I want you to think about why you think you can't do this, why you think you can't be successful, and realize this is your journey. Okay, it's different for every single person. But here's my real story, you guys. 13 years, the only thing that was true, what I just told you, was that this is my 13-year anniversary. That is the only thing that is truthful about what I just told you guys. Let me tell you a little bit about my real story. So yes, I have been doing this for 13 years. When I got started, I wanted nothing to do with it. I live in Utah, grew up in Utah. We've heard it all, seen it all the network marketing, craziness. We have seen it all here. And so I wanted nothing to do with this. Yes, I've lost 60 pounds on the products. They are amazing. I feel better in my 40s than I did in my 20s. But here you go. This is the reality. I grew really fast when I started. I loved the products. I knew they worked. I loved feeling good. So I grew really fast. I had no idea what I was doing. I was ignorance on fire. I was sharing what was happening with me. And I think that's what we have to get back to, sharing our true story. So I grew to executive pretty quickly. And shortly after that, I had a platinum director. Now, if you're executive at 100,000 points, and you have a platinum director leg at 50,000 points, and they decide to go to another company, you lose 50,000 in volume. Okay, pretty devastating. So from then on, I had to rebuild. Okay, rebuilding. Then I went through a divorce, lost some of my team, had to rebuild from that as well. So that's 2 times that I've had to rebuild. After this, I became a single mom of 3 kids, which then I had to figure out how I was going to do this all alone. I had to figure out how this work, had to figure out how, we were going to get by and survive and do all the things. It was just totally kind of a shock. I ended up being a single mom for 7 years. That was kind of fun. It was kind of hard. It was kind of stressful. So any single mamas out there, you can do this. You totally can do this. Shortly after this, I was involved in a motorcycle accident. Some of you guys were here for that. Some of you guys know that. Hit rock bottom. Totally hit rock bottom. I had to live in a rehab facility for 6 weeks, healing from a broken pelvis in 4 places, a broken back in 2 places. And all this time, guess what? I still continued to work my Zingular business through the nooks and crannies of my day. You guys, I couldn't walk, but guess what? I could still talk to people. And so that's what I continued to do, just progressing over time. I had to learn to walk again. I had team members quit at this time. So guess what? Rebuilding my team yet again. And don't forget, I was a single mom all of this time. Okay. We all have things that happen, guys. Fast forward 8 years later, I'm remarried. Sorry. I met him through this opportunity as well. So it's pretty dang special to me. My kids, they've grown up to be some of the most amazing people in the world. And I'm still rebuilding. Okay, it never ends, you guys. The moral of the story, we all have stuff that happens to us. We all have stuff that's out of our control. We all have stuff that knocks us down. We all have stuff that builds us up, that paralyzes us, stuff that makes us want to quit. But through it all, you have to keep going. We have something so special with this. And I see so many people come in and they have a little bit of a hiccup and they're ready to quit. They're ready to give up. They're ready to let it all go because their sister sent her products back, or they're ready to let it all go because, you know, things just, they're not growing as fast as they want, right? They're ready to let it all go, you guys. How many of you guys can relate more to this story? How many of you guys have had stuff happen in your life and you're just like, oh my gosh, how am I going to balance it all? I have all these balls in there. I have no idea what to do. You guys, we have to keep going. You have to keep going with this. So how many of you guys look at people who are successful, you see it from the outside and you're like, oh my gosh, wouldn't it be nice to be an executive? Man, they get to go to these special lunches. They get to do this special stuff. They get on these special Zooms, all of this stuff. You guys, an executive is just a manager that did not give up. We have been told no more times than anyone else in the company. The longer that you're here, the more people that you talk to, the more you're going to get told no. So think about that. We need to focus more on the progress of what we're doing than being perfect. Your journey's never going to be perfect, you guys. So stop wasting time trying to make it that way. You know, think about this. How many of you guys are scared to post? And I know some of you guys are super new, so I'm really talking to you. How many of you guys are scared to post your before and becoming pictures already? Or you're scared to post your business story because you haven't made it to where you want to be yet? More people are going to be inspired by the short-term journey. Okay, if I post my before and becoming pictures, my before and after pictures up to this point, people say, how long did that take you to get to between those pictures? Guess what? It's 13 years, guys. It's 13 years before my very first picture and my picture now. But if you have an 8 picture, if you have a 30-day picture, if you have these smaller amounts of time between your pictures, do you realize that more people are going to be inspired by that? Because they think 13 years, oh my gosh, there's no way, I'm not sticking with this that long. But if they think, oh my gosh, 8 days, I can do that. So I want you guys not to be focused on where you want to be or the level that you want to be at or the perfect size or the perfect weight that you want to be. And I want you to be more focused on your journey. Okay, your journey is going to be different than everybody else's. You know, life is full of ups and downs. We all know that. We all struggle with that. We all deal with that. But I want you guys to think about this analogy. And this one, when I first heard it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so true. Because so many people are like, I'm sick of the roller coaster. How many of you guys are like, I'm sick of the roller coaster. I'm sick of the ups and downs. I'm sick of the, being discouraged and the being excited. I'm sick of all that stuff. Well, I want you guys to think about this. Okay, picture a merry-go-round. Think about the last time you were on a merry-go-round, right? Maybe you were there with your kids. Maybe you were a kid. I know some of you guys are super young. Maybe you were a kid on a merry-go-round. And it's exciting for the first couple times around. You're going around, you're waving at your family. But pretty soon things all start to look the same. On a merry-go-round, you're going around and around. Everything's looking the same. There's not much excitement unless you get one of those cool things that move up and down. And then that gets old after a minute. Right? So a merry-go-round is consistent. You're going to go around and around and around over and over and over again. To me, that is super boring. Okay, super boring to be on a merry-go-round where nothing changes, everything's calm, all of that kind of thing. Now I want you to think about a roller coaster. Okay, think about how exciting a roller coaster is, how scary a roller coaster is. You know, compare this to your life. Do you want a merry-go-round life where everything's the same, everything's good all the time, your volume's always growing, you know, you're up and down, that kind of thing? It's just pretty basic. Or do you want a roller coaster life? The roller coaster life is the ups and downs. You guys, you get butterflies on a roller coaster. You're excited, you're scared, you're nervous. If you're like me, you're panicking, right? But when you get off, it's that adrenaline rush, it's that excitement. So some people think, I just want to get off the roller coaster so everything will be calm. How many of you guys have felt like that? Like, I just need things to be calm. You know, everything will be mellow. But I'm going to tell you guys, when you get off the roller coaster, that's when the joy goes away. That's when the butterflies go away. That's when the excitement goes away. And then you start to live a merry-go-round life with the same stuff over and over and over again. So you guys, my point is, we need to learn to embrace the journey. Okay, your story is your story. The things you are going through right now, if your volume is down, guess what? This is part of your story, and you're going to inspire somebody if you share that with them, because then they're going to think, I can do it too. Stop trying to be perfect all the time. You know, you don't want to do the same stuff over and over again. So like I was saying, we need to learn to embrace the journey. We need to learn to embrace the ups and downs instead of complaining about the ups and downs. What you put out there, you're going to get back, you guys. The bliss is in the ride, even the ups and downs. You know, and I love my roller coaster life. It's what brings excitement. So I want you guys to ask yourself, when you're saying, I'm sick of the ups and downs, I'm sick of the roller coaster, do you want a merry-go-round life or do you want a roller coaster life? Because I'm telling you, the excitement comes from the joy of the journey. So stop saying you're sick of the roller coaster and learn to enjoy it. Think about this. You wouldn't know happy times if you never had sad times. You wouldn't even know what that was, okay? You wouldn't know success if you didn't have failure. You wouldn't know exciting without disappointment, and you wouldn't know how to win if you never lose. Okay, so get in the trenches. Don't underestimate the power of your unique journey. Don't be afraid to share that with people. Don't be afraid to share the progress with people, and stop waiting for the perfection. Stop waiting to hit that goal weight to put it out there. Stop waiting to hit the rank that you want. Stop waiting to earn your first free trip so that you can share your journey with people. Do you realize that people are just as inspired by someone that says, you know what, I made an extra $100 this month, and they'll probably relate more to that than someone saying, you guys, I made $10,000 last month. Right? People are going to relate to the small steps. So do not be afraid to share those. I see so many people get paralyzed because they're just waiting for the perfect thing. They're waiting for the perfect rank. They're waiting for the perfect reason to shout themselves out. Be proud of every single step of the way, you guys. Don't strive for perfection because you're going to fall short every single time. Focus on the progress of meeting new people, building new relationships, changing people's lives, sharing your story, and having fun while doing it. Don't forget to have fun. Some of my favorite, memories in this company, some of my favorite ups and downs in this company came from when I was, in the beginning, came from when I was just sharing and I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget to keep the basics, where we need to keep them. But don't forget that the roller coaster is so enjoyable. It's so much fun. But share your unique story, you guys. You are going to help someone, get over their fears. You're going to help someone get over their struggles, and you are going to put belief into people so that they know they can do this as well. So thanks, guys. And Stace, I'll turn it back over to you.
All right. Thank you so much, Christy, for those inspiring words. And let me tell you, I've enjoyed my roller coaster ride with you, and I've loved partnered up with you on so many things. Next up to the Zoom stage is Platinum Executive Steve Parrish. So Steve, if you would unmute yourself, he is going to be talking to us about self-reflection on your business, which I think is something we all need to take time and do every now and then. So Steve, take it away.
How you doing, Stacy?
Doing great, brother.
Hey, man, I would just thank y'all so much for the opportunity and Miss Christy putting all this together. As Stacy and I were talking and just listening to her talk, as we were talking a few weeks ago about what to speak about, there was so much I had to try to jam into about a 15-minute situation, and But as Stacy and I were talking, it seemed like we kept on going back of how we got here. And I really think I mean, if I say if it bothers you, it applies to you. So if I say something that kind of gets you a little bit, it's probably because it applies to you. But as we were talking about what we did initially in this business. And then I just really started reflecting after our conversation that, where Holly and I got into this business, she got it back in October of 15, actually. And our journey was just incredible. It was fast. I never thought that something like this would ever happen to us. But I worked, 25 years plus in the car business. She was a real estate agent. She hated it. And after seeing what was transpiring, within a few months, after a year and a half, I retired from my job. And it was just incredible. And so Holly and I, in our reflection, and Stacy and our reflection, I was thinking about all the things that were before I got into this business, about how miserable I was, what I was doing in the car business, missing my vacations, making other people rich and skipping my vacations so they could go on vacations, watching my kids and my wife go on their own deals and being just left and, just having to work. And I think a lot of times in this business right now, with everything that's kind of transpired with COVID and 2020, the tide kind of shifted at that time. And I think with all of that came the negativity that goes along with all of that. And I think we became, and it was worldwide. It wasn't just in Texas. It wasn't just in California. It was all over the place, all over the whole world at the same time. So we experienced the same time. But you know what was amazing at the same time? We experienced the negativity, the news. People were looking at the internet. They had too much time on their hands. But the weird thing is that our business grew. I think Freddie was giving me some of the numbers, 600% or something within a few months' time, how much our business grew. And I think it was just amazing what transpired. But in that brief segment of time, all of a sudden, when things started opening back up, the negativity opened up. And as the negativity, the news and things like that, for some reason, there was a crazy paradigm shift that transpired. And not only did it affect people, but then it started affecting your business. And I will say that there's a lot more, I believe sincerely, there's a lot more good in this world and in our business than there is bad. And I think the negative ones are the ones that are just the loudest. That's the reason we hear so much about it, And so I think for this, and I'm just speaking straight from the heart right here, because this is what transpired in my home, in our situation. But when you start seeing leaders sweat, your team starts sweating. And, but at the same time as that was transpiring, people were still kind of, they were kind of growing. But I would say the speed of the leader is the speed of the team. And I know during this dark, odd culture that was taking over the whole world at the same time, it was just the negativity. I think it was almost a sense of panic. I would say in our business, I think people started to panic. But as a leader, I say, it's almost funny. I was sharing with Stacy. It's like if you're going to have heart surgery and the doctor comes in there and talks to you, you're fixing to wheel you in there, and he's going like, man, this doesn't look very good. This situation is not very good right now. And, I don't feel too good anyway. I don't know if this is what I want to do today, well, let's just go ahead and, would you feel good about that? And I think that's what's with some of the leaders, I think they saw us flinch, and I would say that when that gloom started to settle over our home and over our situation, let me tell you something. Holly's not scared of nothing. That girl is all about the love, all about the positivity, she's going all the time. There's that old saying, I say, it's called clean hands, dirty heart, dirty hands, clean heart. That girl's not scared to get dirty. And there's a lot of people on our team that are the same way. And I love that. But yeah, when I started seeing what was transpiring with her, I could see her started getting a little, you could see her kind of hesitating in the way that she was feeling. And she was seeing the aura that started taking over our I will say our business and our company. And so I think that I can say right now, during that time, during this 3 years, you know, my world is far from perfect. I'm not going to lie to you about that. And we went through so much over this last 3 years, so much trials, tribulations. We went through losses, physically, deaths. And to top it off, I had a freaking Cat 5 hurricane that transpired last September. And you could probably hear the construction workers still out here. My house is still a mess. But you know what? You don't see me putting that on Facebook a lot. You don't see Holly doing that kind of stuff. And there's something that happened during that paradigm shift a few weeks ago that I saw her. All of a sudden, she walked into the kitchen. She walked into the kitchen and she said, I'm done. She said, I'm done with this. I said, what do you mean? She said, I'm done. I said, what are you done? I thought she'd done with the business. I didn't know what she was done. I didn't know what she'd done with me. And she says, you know what? I can't do this anymore. She said, and then she just started saying about what she was speaking into being. Let me tell you something right now. Laziness breeds laziness. Action breeds action. Enthusiasm breeds enthusiasm. Negativity breeds negativity. Energy breeds energy. And we were literally speaking. I mean, if you say there ain't any business, it ain't going to be a good day, nobody's doing anything, you know what? They're not going to do anything. But when you, as a leader, take control and do what you have to do to make things work and start breathing life back into your business, Holly got a hold of the book. It's by Terry Saville Foy, F-O-Y. And the book is called Pep Talk. And, you know, I have a way of, you know, inspiring. I listen to sermons and different things like that. And Holly has her own jam that she does. But I have never seen this situation speak to her the way that it has. And I tell you what happened transcended. It was simply a choice that she made to get back in her business, start getting dirty again, and start doing what she needed to do. If you grind, you're going to grow. If you gripe, you're not going to grow. And I saw her start getting back into it, start doing that. And it was amazing to see. She started talking about the vision boards and getting back to what it used to be. And that's where I go back to the reflection in our business is that what got us here? What got us here? When it was fun, what were we doing? And I will say what got us here is not going to get us to the next level. I will say that. But then sometimes there's a situation where we don't break anything that's not broken. And sometimes we sabotage ourselves. And so Holly literally got back. She buckled up. And you know what was so great? I just love it. I love an empowered woman. I think that's the most sexy thing in the world. And even for an empowered guy too, but I don't know about sexy. But you know, to hear her up here doing phone calls and to talk to people and doing all these phone calls. And, you know, we have so many tools that Stacy, back when you guys first started, you and Christy and y'all didn't have the tools that we have. And you know what? To use these tools that we've given and to use them and put them in action. I love it what Holly says. What did she say? That she believes, this is the way she believes: faith, belief, action, and posture. With action, nothing happens. And, you know, it's to see her get it back into that and start doing what she was doing. It made me happy for her. And you know what? That energy filled the whole house. And we've done a couple of deals where we do a little giveaways and stuff. We'll, you know, do it for about an hour, get on with our team and stuff like that. And it was so exciting to just see that and see people get on and get excited. Let me tell you something. We have such a beautiful opportunity that has transpired for me, for Stacy, for so many over the last few years. And I want everyone to experience what we've experienced. I was sharing with Holly the other day. It was when I was a kid. I'm not going to try to drag anybody down, but when I was a kid, you know, we grew up in a tough situation. And I told Holly, I used to go into the store, 6 years old, and go into the supermarket and I'd grab a packet of M&Ms and I'd smell them, just so I could smell the chocolate. You know what? And I just wish that somebody would reach out to me and say, hey, son, are you hungry? Is there something I can do for you? You know what? That's the way I feel about Zingular. I want to stop somebody and say, hey, do you need a business opportunity? Is there something we can do for you? We pick and choose. We think that their finances aren't any good. We think they're pocket nut. They don't have enough money. They don't have this. We cannot be people's credit check. We cannot be people's story. They've got their own story. They've got their own life. We do not know. We can't prejudge. We've got to lift up and give it to them and see what it is and see what we can do for them. And, I just, it gives me I have such a passion. And I always tell Holly gets so aggravated because I feel like I kind of clear her path and let her do what she does. She's beast mode all the time. So she just rocks it. But we are so blessed to have what we have the best compensation plan, have an incredible opportunity to go travel and do the things that we do. I never got that in the car business. I don't think Stacy got that on the police force and got a trip if you just did your job. And I think if we just go back and remember where we were at the beginning of our journey and what transpired, man, quit griping. Let's quit doing it. Let's get back into business. Let's start getting dirty. Let's start grinding and let's start growing because there's such an opportunity. And you know what I think that makes me so happy is that I've met so many wonderful people. I've had so many great opportunities, and I would never be sitting where I'm sitting today across the Gulf of Mexico and Southwest Florida experiencing without Zingular. Let me tell you something. I can't. I want Holly, and I'm going to do everything I can to help her get back to where she needs to be. I'm believing and I'm declaring ambassador team. I don't know. I know what it's going to take to get there, and we're going to do it. And you know what? I think everyone needs to speak that same thing over. If you want to managers, super managers, or whatever you're at, let's go. Let's go get it. You can't eat that elephant all at once, one day at a time. And so I'll say this one more time. Action breeds action. Enthusiasm breeds enthusiasm. Negativity breeds negativity, and laziness breeds laziness. Energy breeds energy. And I want you to remember something. I think Miss Bland's going to talk about this in a bit, and I'll close with this. I heard the other day that God does not make table and chairs. He makes the tree. Vision makes the chairs, table and chairs. And I'm telling you right now, I want everyone to experience what we've experienced. I want everybody to soak up what's going to happen today. I thank you so much, for Stacy, for giving me the opportunity. Never forget where we came from, and let's go back and get it all back.
Awesome, Steve. Hey, thank you so much. Let me tell you, that's some powerful words, brother. It's some great
Thank you.
wisdom. I hope you all took a lot of notes. Maybe you didn't need to take notes. Maybe you just need to sit there and just soak everything in that Steve said. But let me tell you, awesome, Steve. Thank you so much.
Thank
We're
you.
going to pause for a second and do a giveaway. What I want you to do in the comment section, put your best or favorite takeaway that Steve provided for you. And I'm going to just randomly select someone from the comments. So I hope that you have your account named and you're not just iPhone. So I'm going to the comment section. So drop in your favorite takeaway from Steve. Oh gosh, these are coming up fast. Let's see, let me just randomly pick someone here, has a first and last name. See. Gosh, they're coming up so fast every time I try to look at them, they pop away. Let's go with Janie Howard. Janie Howard has won a canister of collagen. Jana, if you would get with Christy Van Dam, get your address to her. That way she can get it shipped out to you. So next to our Zingular Zoom is going to be Platinum Executive, Deanna White, and she's going to talk about creating your business story. So Deanna, if you would unmute yourself and please join us.
Yes, I'm ready. Man, you guys got everything. You've even got prizes. What the heck? But seriously, thank you guys so much for organizing this, Stacy and Melissa and Christy, and I'm sure I'm forgetting other key players. So excited to see how many people are here. And I know there's watch parties. So some of those people on, I've got, 10, 15 people. So this is exciting. I have loved every word I've heard. I've cried through Christie's and I'm like, yes, listening to Steve, like, let's go get it. There is a world full. I'm like, oh, great. Now I'm already off my notes here, but I just got to say, there is a world full of broke people that don't know opportunities like ours exist. And they're trying to figure out right now how they're going to afford summer camp and how they're going to be able to, ever take a vacation in this world and how they're going to put braces on their kids' teeth and all of the things. And they're stressed about money. And Melissa Corvin once said at a meeting I had done with her, people can fall asleep. I hate to say that, but I'm just going to say what she said because it was powerful. People can fall asleep at night when they're fat. People can fall asleep at night when they're, they don't feel super great. But what keeps you up at night and all night and what wakes you up with a pit in your stomach is financial stress and figuring out how you're going to protect your kids from it so they don't know where things really are. And maybe some of you on right now are in that spot. And if you're not, then and if you are or you're not, it doesn't matter. We all know that we know that there is a world full of people out there right now that are. And our products are killer. They are. We all know that our products are killer. Nobody's going to deny that. But you're going to help people and you're going to change your financial life by sharing our opportunity. And I think that that's what we're not doing enough of with Zingular is sharing our opportunity. We're comfy all day long to throw a before and after picture on Facebook or to tell somebody they can lose weight with this. And we start to get all weird and in our heads when we want to talk about money. And the reality is people don't wave it on a white flag, but they're broke. They try to keep that close to their heart and they don't really tell a lot of people that. But we'll share our health stories and our woes, right? So I want you to stop right now and ask yourself what your passion level is for sharing our opportunity. And how much are you really sharing your opportunity? And I want to pause for a second. And I want to ask you to think of somebody, when you think of somebody who you know's life has been completely changed by Zingular, completely changed. Maybe some of you are new here and you don't know a lot of people, and that's okay. But some of you that have been here for a while, if you want to drop it in the chat, great. If you just want to keep it in your head, great. But I think when most of us think about a person whose life has completely been overhauled by Zingular, we think of somebody who's gone from zero to millions. We're thinking about people that have shared their story in our company who were putting their baby's diaper and formula on credit cards and begging their parents for grocery money, that have been celebrated having earned now millions of dollars from this opportunity. And if you don't know those stories and you're like, what's this lady talking about? You got to talk to more people. You need to get in more stories because it is the stories that inspired me to start. It is the stories of, in fact, Christy Van Dam's was one of the stories that I heard sitting in the back of a room in a hotel in Wichita. And Danielle and I left that meeting. You guys know I have an identical twin that we do this together. We left that meeting and we're like, oh, we're going to do this. Oh, we're going to do this. I'm not just going to try and get my products paid for. I want to change my life with this because I don't have another path, right? And so I just want to ask you before we go any further where your passion level is for sharing our business. Because if it is not high, we have got to get it high. And it might not be high because you're scared of it and you're not comfortable with it. And maybe that's the first step, is just figuring out how to get your passion level for our opportunity to match or surpass even what your passion level is for sharing our products. How many of you want more in 2023 than you got in 2022 with Zingular or 2021? Maybe you're brand new. I'm going to say the phrase that always goes through my head: nothing changes if nothing changes. If you want more, you have to do more. If you want more, you have to change things up sometimes. You have to think outside the box. And I believe that the majority of our Zingular field right now is still 90% building their businesses on products. And you can do that. And I'm not suggesting we stop, because I love our products. They're powerful. If we didn't have a killer product, we wouldn't have a business opportunity. People don't tell their friends and family about products that don't work. So please don't hear me saying, let's quit talking about the products, because I'm not. Our products are incredible. But we need to start sharing the business, leading with the business, and getting our consistency and our follow-up and all of the things that we do with the products just as strong with our business opportunity. Danielle and I actually built our business all the way to executive pretty much on products. And it was, of course, you get a few distributors along the way, but it was all kind of organic because people love the products and then they started sharing. And we all know Mark Walker. He came to town in Wichita, took the executives out to breakfast. We sat around the Doodah Diner. Come see us sometime and we'll take you to the Doodah Diner. But it was delicious. And Mark said, I want you guys to know that there's going to be people that come into Zingular, and they're going to come into Zingular for the business. They're going to come in not because they want to lose weight, not because they want to feel better, not because they need more energy. They're going to come in because they see an opportunity and they want to make money. And then he said, and just so you know, and he said it in the most loving Mark Walker way he could possibly say it. He said, those people are going to blow right past you. They're going to come in. You're already going to be an executive in the company, and you've already been doing this for several years. And those people that catch the vision for our business and are willing to talk about dollars and willing to tell people how this can change their financial life are going to come in, and they're going to move fast and furious, and they're going to blow right past you. And he was not wrong. Nothing Mark Walker has ever said has been wrong. And Danielle and I high-fived him on the way past us, and we watched people that came in and they learned how to tell their business stories, leapfrog us and leapfrog us and leapfrog us. Okay. And of course we cheered him on and we watched the success, but it took us a while, is what I'm telling you. We were slow learners to figure out that our opportunity changes lives, and we shouldn't be scared of that, and we shouldn't be embarrassed about that. We should have a fire burning inside of us to go find those people right now that need our financial opportunity. Are you guys ready for that? Because I am totally ready for that. Okay. So whether you're in a rebuilding phase of your business or you're just getting started, you're going to move faster, one new business builder at a time. And I want that to encourage you. You don't have to go find yourself, 15 new amazing rock star, distributors to get yourself to executive. Go get one new person working at as hard as you are, and then go get one more, because they're going to start finding people too. So the numbers aren't as scary when you really slow down and you look at them. You don't have to have thousands of frontline distributors make insane income with this. Go focus on one new person at a time. Okay. So I want to talk about like what to do, how to talk to them, all of that type of things, because I know some of you right now are sitting there thinking, well, I don't have a story. How am I going to share my business story? I don't have one. I only make $300 a month. I don't know. I don't make $30,000 a month. I've never earned $1 million. I don't know how to talk. I'm going to stop all of that talk right now. And I'm going to tell you, you do have a story. Okay. Because I'll tell you, the first time I was actually moved to tears when I was making macaroni and cheese on Christmas Day or Christmas weekend. And my sister-in-law says, man, you're really killing it with that Zingular thing. And I looked at her and said, Jay, I made $700 last month. And it made me cry. It literally made me cry, because that $700 for a former school teacher who had followed her heart to be a stay-at-home mom now, and we had gone down to one income, that $700 meant everything to us. If you have put gas in your car, you have benefited from this, and people can resonate with that. Yes, people are wowed and inspired when they see the big dollar amounts, but they can really attach themselves to any size dollar amount. So don't feel like you can't share if you don't have some $1 million, success behind you to be able to show people, because they're going to resonate when you say, woo, I just paid for, summer vacation with this, or I just paid for dance lessons, or whatever that is. I want you to think about the fact that it's also not just about what you've earned. It's how you earn it. A picture of a lifestyle. When I say lifestyle, I'm not talking about fancy cars and big mansions. I'm talking about how we get to earn our money. And I'm talking about the fact that I get to be where I want to be, when I want to be there, sitting by a hospital bed if I need to, running my kids to their, state championship games or tournaments or nationals or whatever. And I still get to earn an income because I get to be where I say when I want. And Steve kind of talked about that earlier. You can make a lot of great money in a lot of different ways. I wasn't going to be able to, because I didn't have the qualification to, besides something like Zingular, but not in the way that we get to do it. The Zingular opportunity is such an amazing lifestyle that it provides on how you get to earn money. And so I want you to think about that. And so one of the things I will do as I'm talking to a new builder, okay, is I will talk about I'll try to get their head nodding. What's in it for them? I will try to get them attached to what this can do for them. And sometimes it has absolutely nothing to do with actual dollar amounts. And some of those things that I will share as I'm talking to people is why I started. And I was tired of living waiting for payday. Okay. But when I was a school teacher, we got paid once a month. Some of you on here maybe get paid once a month from your regular 9 to 5. I was so sick and tired of having money for 2-3 days out of the month and then feeling like I was living for payday again. Does anybody feel like they've ever, at any time in their life, or maybe they still are, waited around for payday? When's payday? Do we get paid this Friday or is it next Friday? Oh crap, we just got paid last Friday. I got to wait 2 more Fridays. I want people can resonate with that. And as I share with people and I say, I got sick of counting down the days to payday. I wanted to lose track of when my husband got paid. I have had more people resonate with that than I ever would have saying how much money I've made, right? And every one of you can relate, whether you feel like you've been able to lose track of somebody's payday or whether that's why you started. When you share that with somebody, they can connect with that. You want to get their head nodding like, yes, girl, yes, I'm sick of waiting for payday. Yes, I live that life. Okay, I want to do something different too. Does this make sense? Another thing that I will talk about is the fact that I will share this, and it's true, but this is part of my story on why I joined Zingular. It has nothing to do with how much money I've earned. My husband and I used to go on date nights and we would sit there and we would dream, what if we won the lottery? What would we do? Where would we go? Would we want a beach house? Would we want a house in the mountains? Who would we bless with that money? Oh my gosh, we would put braces on this, family's teeth that can't afford it. And we'd sit around and we would dream about if we won the lottery money. Okay. I wasn't going to win the lottery, right? I'm not going to get some big inheritance. And so I will share that part of my story, that when I saw the Zingular opportunity and decided to get my booty to work, it's because I had dreams that I was never going to fulfill another way. I had big dreams in my gut that would have been so amazing that I didn't have a path to get there. And Zingular became my path to get there. Zingular became my vehicle, okay? And so why I'm sharing this is I want you to realize that those are all part of my story. It's why I started working. Doesn't have anything to do with how successful I've been, but there are things that get people's head nodding. Like, yeah, we do that too. Yeah, we have a dream list that we're never going to accomplish because we don't have enough money to do it. We can't even hardly pay all of our bills the same month, okay? So I'm helping you think outside the box about how to share, and that, yes, it's powerful to have stories that wow people, and people go, seriously, people can make money with Zingular? Those stories are powerful. We want to share them, but don't lose sight of just the power of getting them nodding, getting them saying, yes, girl, that's where I'm at. I've been there too. And let's go to work together and let's go change our lives. Okay. Your words don't have to be perfect, but you have to be consistent. Okay. Sometimes we think we have to have the absolute most perfect presentation, and you don't. But you do have to be consistent. And if you have not added this into your daily IPAs, that you are reaching out to people about the business, then you're missing out, and you're not going to get the traction you want because you're too intermittent about sharing about our business opportunity. You guys have heard of the 2x2x2, whatever. Do it. It only works if you do it. And I like to keep a short and sweet entry if it's online. I talk to waitresses. I will say, girlfriend, you are a killer waitress. Is this your full-time everything, or do you have another side gig? No, this is it right now. You need to do what I'm doing. We need to talk. You would kill it. Well, I'm at work now. I know you're at work. Let me get your info. People are all around you everywhere. And it gets easier. The more you do it, it gets easier. It gets easier. It gets easier. But you have to open your eyes and look for them. Consistency is everything. I want you, as some homework, I want you to make a list of 5 things that Zingular's done for you that are attached to some money. Doesn't have to be tons of money. It can be tons of money. And I want you to make 5 different things it's done for you that don't have anything to do with money. And I want you to really, truly think about what this company has done for you, because your story might look different depending on who you're talking to. But those types of things are going to help you formulate what you want to share, so that you can be compelling and powerful and confident in your presentation. Let me take a quick peek to see if there's anything else I want to say. If you lead with the products and they're not interested, you got nowhere to go. If you lead with the business, you can always fall back on the products. And I've always said, when I very first started Zingular, if somebody would have asked me about the products, actually, it took me a year of people approaching me about the products, because I wasn't sure I really cared about my weight at that point in time. Let's be honest. You have to be in a spot to care sometimes, right? But if somebody would have picked up the phone and said, Deanna, I have a financial opportunity and I think you would kill it, and I would like to talk to you about it. Do you have 15 minutes? There's no way I would have said no. Somebody thinks I'm going to be able to make some money. Somebody thinks I'd be good at it. Let's talk, right? And so I want you to think about the FOMO people have with business opportunities. I want you to make a list. Who do you want to work with? Who do you know would kill this? No's do not hurt that bad, right? You just got to go after it and you got to talk to them. Okay. If they say no, I'm just not interested. I do appreciate you thinking of me. First of all, they could change their mind. But second of all, that's when you say, well, you at least have to put my products to the test. Put them to the test. You may change your mind. And then you can transition right on into the products. Okay. It is a numbers game. And I think Russ Crowley has talked about this before, law or rule of averages or law of averages or something. It's impossible, guys. You cannot commit to at least two people every single day and not come out of this ahead with some new builders. It's impossible. If you are committed and consistent to talk to enough people, you will find some new builders and it will get easier, I promise. I like to get face-to-face with people, guys, or on the phone if you can't do that. When you got somebody looking at your business, if you can, go to lunch. If you can't, get on a Zoom, get on a FaceTime, and bring in somebody else to help you along. Bring in somebody else that's going to be able to share their story, cast the vision for what we do here and get started. And I also want to remind you of this, and Stacy Loftus, I think you're the one that first planted this seed in my head several years ago. Why aren't we following up with people about the business like we do the products? I mean, we follow up till we're dead about the customer, the products, and yet we don't always do it for the business. And that's something we've got to get consistent about also, is as you're talking to more people, you're going to have more people to be following up with. Okay. It was interesting the other day. I went to do my Teamsy. I'm a Teamsy girl. It's my brain. If I didn't have it, I would lose track of names. And there was a girl and I went to look to see where we'd left off. I counted 12 times I had reached out to her about our products, about a promotion, about a special, shared it before and now. You ready, girl? I'm here to help. Blah, blah, blah. Not a thumbs up, not a heart on a picture, not a single comment, not a single response. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to mix it up. I'm going to say, girlfriend, what would you think about making some money with me? Literally all I said. She responded immediately and said, talk to me. Okay. When I went for a totally different approach, I had nothing to do about products. All of a sudden I had her attention. Okay. Follow up about the products, but also you've got to follow up about our business opportunity with people. I promise I'm almost done. I just want to make sure it's not one of those things I get off and go, shoot, I meant to say this. Honestly, what I think, and this is kind of what Steve said, and this I guess is what I'm going to end with, and this is real talk. So put on your steel-toed shoes because I'm getting ready to step on some toes here. I think what the majority of people are lacking right now is motivation. They're apathetic, and maybe maybe you're in that category. Maybe you're not. People are lacking motivation. And I heard a quote from our pastor recently that has really resonated with me, and I'm going to share it with you. When you're not motivated, be consistent. Through consistency, you will find your motivation. And I'm telling you right now, there's no truer thing. Danielle and I were recently like, man, we want some more builders. We want some more people to work with. And we started being laser focused. We've got to bring more people on. And guess what? It motivates you because you get a new builder. You remember how fun it is. You start helping them with all the things and it energizes you. So whether you're lacking motivation right now or you're extremely motivated, consistency is everything. Preach it to your teams, get them staying consistent. And it's what you do every single day that matters. It's not what you do one day a month, twice a month. I'm going to work Zingular really hard for 5 hours and then I'm going to disappear for 3 weeks. Every day it has to stay on the plate, and that consistency is going to bring you motivation, and your motivation is going to bring you contagious energy, and people are going to say, I've got to do this. I want to change my circumstance. If you can just put on that armor and deflect any negative, any hate, any people that, oh my gosh, she's spammy pammy, she's just trying to make money, she's trying to promote money. No, I'm trying to help you. Is it going to help me? Absolutely, it is. But you know what? I'm helping you. And because somebody helped me. And if Monica Robertson hadn't told me about the business opportunity, my life would look so very different. And so you've got to put on that toughness, surround yourself with fellow Zingular people that are in the same mission and same heart as you are. And let's go talk to some people, not once a week, every single day, sharing our business opportunity. And it will not just change your life, it will change their life too. So let's take lots of notes and put it into action today. Thanks so much.
Hey, Dana, thank you. Oh my gosh, it was a lot. That was a lot of great things, guys. I hope you all took notes. And like Dana said, I hope you take the next step from the notes and start applying them. So thank you, Dana. Thank you for the fire. Thank you for the passion. Next up is our very own Senior Director of Field Development, Russ Cowie. He is going to come on and talk about staying connected, and showing up. So Russ, if you would unmute yourself, and the Zoom floor is yours.
Hey, awesome, Stacy. Thank you so much. I am absolutely blown away right now, guys. This is amazing. Christy, thank you. Luli, awesome. Deanna, I am so honored to be part of this journey with you guys, with everybody. So thank you so much for letting me be part of this. Just really quick, as a note from the corporate, just on the behalf of all of us, we are so proud of you all. Not only just those that are helping us present to you today, but for all of you for showing up. And that's going to be the message that I'm going to share with you today is how we show up. And I just really got to tell you guys, I love how real and raw we are as a company, and how truth can be spoken with us, and how humble we all can get when we need to listen to things that we may not completely understand, but we seek to understand those things so that we can all become better. I love that. Having been in this industry for nearly 20 years, always on the corporate side, starting in human resources actually, but quickly moved over to the field development side, I've been able to interface with, and I'm going to be probably honest, tens of thousands of people over the last 20 years throughout the entire globe. Every corner of the world, having an opportunity to go interface and interact with different walks of life and different ideas and different mentalities and different things. Here's the thing that I love about this industry is there is something to be said about the human spirit, and something to be able to be that resonates in the core with us when we are able to hear from individuals like we just had with Christy, Luli, and of course, Deanna. There's so many others that have the same stories, and we need to all step up to be able to share that and to connect with that human emotion that other people have inside them. Because as we've already heard, this is what we are called to do. We need to go help people understand that there is something unique and powerful about Zingular. And I can say that very much firsthand, having been on the other side of a few different fences. And again, the idea, I'm going to be honest with you, the idea of being able to say, the grass is greener on the other side is not true, right? The grass is greener where you water it. And I can tell you this, though, that the way that the lawn at Zingular has been fertilized is undoubtedly going to be the greenest as we continue to go and work it, because of the foundations that have already been established over the years by many of the individuals that you've heard and will hear from today. So there's a great honor and respect that I have for all of those. But I love that Zingular is a proven model, a proven company through all of the journey and the experiences we've had. But here we get back to this. Deanna and Luli, and I think Christy as well, have all said one key word, and I can sum up my entire presentation in this next statement, this next sentence, and that's be consistent in showing up physically, which we can get. We know we need to show up physically like you are today, but also show up behaviorally, okay? Mentally show up. Be sure that you're always on the mind of what you're putting out, and ensure that that is what you are. Just like Luli said, you put something out, the energy, what is going to come back. And we have to be mindful that we don't manifest our worst fears by putting out some of that negativity. So on point, everything has been on point today. But let me share with you, first of all, an idea and a strategy. So this, I'm calling this, where do you show up part 1? Okay. And that's the difference of what a KPI is, a key performance indicator, or a KBI, a key behavioral indicator. KBIs are common things, and I'm just coming off of some other life goals and accomplishments that I've achieved. And the behavior, these KBIs, were a high area of focus for me through my recent experiences. And so I think about what behaviors we have that we're doing right now. The behavior that you're here, the behavior that we have well over 200 because of the watch parties and everybody else. This is a fantastic model of a behavior that you are all doing. Just imagine the movement, the critical mass of a movement that this group, you all together, us, can do right now. And when we have the behavior and the mindset that we're going to go out and make a difference with people, it means that we need to also think about those behaviors as it relates to the activities that we do. And it is absolutely true. Just like Deanna said, we have to go talk to people. We have to. That's how we change lives. That's how we make a difference in our lives. We can't not talk to people. Yes, there's a place to put some information out on social, and there's information to put out there to say, hey, you're branding yourself, you're building your business story. This is who you are. And there is some elements of law of attraction, but I'm going to give you a little tip. We are in the business of talking. And the more we can talk to people, interact with people, and have the courage to do so. And yeah, there's going to be times you're going to feel a little silly, like, oh, why did I say that? But it's okay. You come out of it and you get better every single time. The only way that we improve in our life, the reason why we're here, is through experience. Let's not deprive ourselves of having experience, but rather having courage to go do those experiences. That is a behavior of showing up that I want you all to think about. Because I think we've all been in a situation before where we try to understand someone else's behavior, and doing that is kind of like smelling the number 9. It just doesn't make sense. I don't know why that person's acting or behaving that way. So what are we modeling? What is our example as a leadership? And I know some of you are brand new. Some of you have been here well longer than I have at Zingular. But here's the thing. We all are examples. You are all leaders because of what you're doing to show up. Okay, showing up part 2. This is what we need to think about, okay, and showing up. And that's events and IPAs. This is super important to me because, let me tell you, there is 100% event strategy that the corporation has. It's not just something, hey, we put out and let's see how many people we can get here, and we'll try to throw some content out, and, you know, kind of halfway. I was going to say something else. But this absolutely is a strategy that we have on purpose. Founders Club, Q1, Q1 of every year. We have Zing Fling, Q2 of every year. We have XLC, Q3 of every year. We have Zing Fest, Q4 of every year. Now, for those of you that don't know what XLC is, get to the rank of director and you're going to be invited. Okay, it's an amazing event for our leadership, directors as and above. But that entire event strategy is built by design to be able to make sure there's a touch point for us, for you, for all of us to be able to come together to stay connected with our community, which, quick side note, is the best thing. The best thing about Zingular is our community. And we have to always, always remember that. In the days that we're frustrated, the days we're angry, the days that we have maybe a mood that we just want to go chew everybody out, know this: everybody's working so hard to move Zingular forward. And there's going to be thoughts and opinions and differences, and that's okay. But we can seek to understand what those are. But I can promise you that those times that we can get together and we build that community are the most beautiful things I've seen in my short and recent time at Zingular, moreover than any other thing I have seen in the last 18 years. It is a very much a cherished thing, and let's hang on to that. It's beautiful. Okay, so we have an event strategy. Here's the other thing. What's your event strategy? What is your team event strategy? Is it a bi-weekly call? Is it a monthly get-together? Is it a regular Meet Zingular presentation you do? Whatever that event strategy that you have, make sure it's established. Because when we start talking here about IPAs, there's a big IPA about inviting people. And we need to be able to have things on a regular basis that people can invite to. Because one of the biggest mistakes in this industry, in this business, is that if you feel like you have to do it on your own, you don't. You don't. You've got well over 200 people that I know, because the culture of this company, want to help you. But we have to create platforms for people to invite, because that, at the end of the day, if I can talk to somebody, I can ask them questions, I can get some needs analysis done and invite them to hear it from somebody else. That is where we're going to continue to see some magic happen, I believe. In fact, I know that will be some magic. So I just would ask each one of you as to what is your event strategy as a team. Corporate will have theirs, you should have yours. And that event strategy that you have, make sure your entire teams know so you can consistently, that's the word of the day so far for me, have people invite to that. And when there's one person that shows up, you celebrate them. When there's 100 people show up, you party, you celebrate with them. When there's nobody that shows up, you celebrate that you are consistent and you keep moving those things forward. Okay. The next part of showing up, part 2, is these IPA. We all know what IPAs are. Income producing activities. I'm going to slow down here for a second because I want to emphasize a couple of things. IPAs are prospecting, inviting, presenting, following up and closing, launching new partners, promoting events, retailing. Okay, that's how many did I give you there? 7. That's encompasses a lot, those 7 things. But here's the thing, that's it. That's IPAs. Let me tell you what IPAs are not, okay? Although these activities are great, IPAs are not spending time on Facebook and wishing somebody a happy birthday. IPA is not getting ready to get ready or calling the same person 20 times. It's not necessarily talking with your upline or crossline. Great things, great activities, but they're not income producing. It's not income producing to watch a video or color coding your leads or thinking about your business, right? I just want to make a very clear delineation of what IPAs, income producing activities, are, because we need to focus on those 7 things. Do those. That's it. And when we need to break it all down further, that's like Deanna said, go talk to 2 people a day, 1 person a day, 10 people a day. That, again, that prospecting and inviting and presenting, that is the core income producing activities. And when we get passionate and know that we need to go help other people make some income so we can make a little extra income ourselves, then let's focus on the IPAs and understand what they are. I want you to show up to those. I want you to show up to what real IPAs are and be honest with yourself. Are you doing those IPAs that are income producing, or are we just giving an IPA to a name of any activity? And that's not the reality, right? Okay, so we want to show up there. Man, time flies, right, when you're having fun. So here's kind of a couple quick final thoughts. First of all, if you want to go up, if you want to move up, if you want to grow in your business, then you need to show up physically and behaviorally. We need to make sure that we continue to exude what we want. We want to manifest those things that we put out, which are growing, moving. As Luli declarated a moment ago that he's going to be an ambassador. That's a great statement. I love doing those things. I have a vision board in my office here and at my Singular office about the things that I want to accomplish. And I've gone through some pretty hard situations in this industry, being on the corporate side. I tell you what, it's no different. Okay, there are some very challenging things, but here's where I can be absolute sure in my behavior and my activity is that when I engage and we go out and do activities in these meetings together, and we start to really move forward as a united front, I can tell you what, there is a magnificent strength in that people are going to want to be part of. Many, many times I've thought about a particular book. It's called The Wealth of Nations. It's not a network marketing book, okay? It's actually an economics book, but written in 1776, and it's not about US history. It's actually a gentleman by the name of Adam Smith. He wrote this book, and you don't have to read it. Please don't. It's boring. But there is one thing that he said in there. He said, by one pursuing their own interests, they frequently promote that of the society. So we think about the economy, we think about all these things. In this economics book, it's talking about when you go and you do you, and you work on accomplishing your goals, you're going to give permission to those that are around you to do the same. And there's some other things with Marianne Smith, which are beautiful and all that, but that's the idea I'd love to get behind. I can tell you, I'm going to continue to drive the things so I can reach my goals. And I know along the way, I'm going to be able to partner with some fantastic individuals, and move this thing forward. I also want to just give a quick plug to the FDM team, the Field Development Managers. They are well experienced. There's 26 years combined amongst the 5 of them. And the majority of those years have been spent with Singular. Lean into them when you need. Upline, number 1. Teams, number 1. But corporate, And what we're doing on our side to help support you, we're here for you. We want to lean into that, and we want you to know that in a deep and emotional way. We care about what you're going through. We care about your success. We care about your dreams, and we want to help be part of that. So this is a fantastic day. I am so blessed to be part of it. Thank you, everybody. Stacy, I'll kick it back to you, bud.
Thank you, Russ. And let me tell you, I love that we have the culture and the community that we have here, that we can have someone from corporate jump on a team training like this, not just for a team, but when I say team, I mean all of us. We are one team. We are Zingular. And it's not just the field, but our one team is also corporate as well, who always has our back. They always help us. They're always here to support us, give us everything we need. And Russ, thank you so much for joining us today. Next up, we are going to do another giveaway. So in the comments, put in one of your takeaways that you heard from Russ that you really enjoyed. So I'm going to go to the comment section here, and we're giving away a bag of trim sticks. Here we go. They're popping up. Okay, I see, I just popped up. I saw Bambi Miller. Bambi Miller. I know I saw it pop up, it scrolled so fast. So Bambi Miller, if you would, get with Christy Van Dam with your address so she can get that shipped out to you. Next, let me scroll through. Next is up to the Zoom is Ambassador Jana Dyer. She is going to be talking about branding yourself, the importance of that. Jana, if you would, please unmute yourself and join us on the Zoom.
Okay, there you go. I think you guys can hear me. Yeah, I'm unmuted. So, oh my gosh, you guys, like, are you picking up on this energy, posture, and belief that's being delivered today? And you guys, that is what people are buying. It doesn't matter how much you know. I mean, people buy your energy, they buy your enthusiasm, they buy your belief, and they buy your posture. And so what do you have to do to, like, you know, be growing that? And plugging in is one of those things. We used to have a motto, and you can write this down because we should still be doing it. 6-1-1-1. So 6 days a week or 5 days, whatever. Reach out to one person, follow up with one person, and plug into one thing. And that plugging in is going to create your energy. So plug in first, be inspired, and then, you know, do your daily activities, because it really is an energy game. Wouldn't you agree? And that's not my topic, but I had to throw that in there. Thank you guys for putting this together. Christy, Stacy, we love you. My topic today is branding yourself. And when Christy told me that, I was like, I messaged her back and I was like, I think you got this wrong. I mean, because that's really not my strength. I can't believe you're going to be asking me to talk on branding myself. And she's like, well, actually, I think you're really good. And, you know, we can change if you want. And I was like, no, I'm doing it. And I got to thinking, you know, well, maybe I'm not that bad after all. But you guys, I'm super excited to talk about this topic today, because prior to learning some things that I'm going to talk to you about finding your pillars, finding your, you know, your topics, I was the person that, you know, would see other people's content and think, do the comparison game. Oh, that is so good, but man, that's just not me. Or, you know, think I'm going to be a spammy Tammy, or not know what to post, and then don't post anything, and then get discouraged and think you're bad, and or just scramble at the last minute to just throw something up just to be consistent. Anybody, drop in the comments if that's you, because today is going to be so liberating and so freeing if you struggle with social media, what to post, to not be spammy Tammy, but to be yourself. And so I'm just going to read the definition of personal branding. Personal branding is taking control of your online reputation and shaping it so people see you in a way that you want to be seen. And, you know, how do you do that? Well, my goal today for you guys, if you struggle with this, is to keep it fun and keep it simple, because if it's not simple and if it's not fun, guess what? We tend not to do it, no matter what it is, whether it's posting on social media or branding, whatever. And so I learned to embrace this in a super positive way, because, you know, I figured out that I can actually show up on social media being myself and sharing things I'm knowledgeable about, or sharing things that I'm passionate about. And so today we're going to talk about finding your pillars if you don't have your pillars. And let's see, what does that mean? Once you identify your pillars, creating content is going to be so much simpler. You're not going to be scrambling. You're not going to be not knowing what to post and feeling like you're spammy Tammy. Anybody up for that? You know, I can't see the comments here, but let me know if you're up for that. So a pillar, basically what a pillar is, if you're taking notes, it's a topic that you create your content around. And you pick 3 to 5 topics, and that's what you're going to create your content around when you're posting on social media. So I want you to, if you're taking notes, you know, number 1 through 5. And I'm going to tell you what one of your pillars is, and you probably already guessed it. One of your pillars is going to be singular. And within that pillar, you're going to talk about business. You're going to talk about product. Deanna just did a great job sharing about how you can share your business story if you think you don't have a business story, but she smashed that one out of the ballpark. If you've earned $6 with Zingular, you have a business story because you've made money. Hello. So that is going to be one of your pillars. And so I'm just going to share what my pillars are. And if you follow me on social media, maybe you already know what some of those are, but you know, number 1 thing is definitely Zingular, sharing about products and business. Another pillar of ours is I like to hashtag it Life with the Dyers. And that includes like ranch life, rodeo life, family, anything around that. You'll see sometimes hashtag Life with the Dyers. My third one is I would call it homemaking, because I share recipes, I share cooking hacks, different things like that. Home decor, we just built a new house, so I'll do things like, you know, before and afters in our house. And a fourth one is mindset matters. I like to talk mindset. I'm passionate about that. And inspiration, I like to be a cheerleader for my audience. So I like to post mindset posts, inspiration, and then a lot of times you'll see me end it with, I'm rooting for you. So that is definitely one of my pillars. Another pillar of mine is favorite finds. I like sharing things that I love, whether it's clothing, whether it's unboxing something that I got on Amazon. People love that kind of thing, and I love to share. I'm a natural sharer. So definitely that is going to be one of my pillars. And if you don't want to think of 5, if you're brand new at this, then pick 3. Pick 3 pillars. And actually all you have to do is pick 2, because we already know that Zingular is going to be one of your pillars. And the reason we like to have you guys find different pillars is so you're not just talking Zingular all the time and being like an infomercial. And you're not just sharing other people's posts, which, by the way, kills your algorithm. So hopefully this is, if you're brand new, hopefully this is, you know, resonating. And another thing you'll find about me, or you definitely know about me if you follow me, is I'm a Jesus girl. So I like to sprinkle Jesus in each one of those pillars every now and then. So something that maybe not a pillar, but I definitely think it's important to post occasionally is an engagement post, because people love to give their opinions. And whenever I post this or that, or give me your opinion on something, or what are your thoughts? What should I do? Usually I like to have options like A or B, or A, B, or C. People, I mean, I'll get so much, you know, response from that. And it's a great way to bring people out of the woodwork, you know, to reach out to. It's like, oh gosh, you know, I reached out to her a while back and I forgot to follow up, or, oh gosh, she'd be so good at this. And it's great for a memory jogger. So what you want to do, if you're like, well, what are my pillars? What could I don't know, I'm not good at anything. Or yes, you are good at something. You're passionate about something and you're knowledgeable about something. So find the things that you're knowledgeable in and you love and you like to share anyway, or that you're passionate about. And so I'm going to just give you guys some examples of people in Singular that I, without looking, at least know what some of their pillars are. Maybe not all 5. And if you don't have 5, that's okay. Start with 3. For example, Kim Brock. I don't know if you're listening on here, Kim, but every Tuesday, Kim Brock does a Tips Tuesday. That is one of her pillars, is Tips Tuesday. So every Tuesday you can find Kim, and I like to go, oh, it's Tuesday, I better go see what she's sharing. What can I learn? Another one of Kim Brock's pillars is bees. She has honeybees, and she's always, sharing different things about honey and bees. And of course, Singular is another pillar of hers. My daughter Fallon, if you follow her, Singular's a pillar, but Dog Mom, she's posting pictures of her dogs all the time, and rodeo. So her pillars are Singular, Dog Mom, and rodeo. And hopefully this is helping, giving you guys some ideas. Ursula Myers, anybody know her? Well, you can tell if you follow Ursula that not just Singular, but that girl loves turquoise. Anybody? She also loves Western decor. So that is what you're going to find on her wall. Stephanie Miller, who did a great training on finding your pillars for our team. And if you're on our team, you can find that archived, and we will be happy to tell you where that's at. I believe it's in boards under social media. But anyway, Stephanie's pillars would be, of course, Singular, Aussie dogs, because she has an Aussie dog business, and barn life. That's how I would kind of sum up Stephanie. Melissa Corbin, faith, family, Singular, and finances. Jana Bullard, travel, friends, family, and inspiration. Stacy Rotello, I know that not only Singular, but they have Brahma cattle, and I'm always, going to see if she's got anything posted on Brahma cattle, because I just like Brahma cattle. Julie Carell, mom of daughters, horses and Singular. Robin Packer, Western fashion. We cannot have nice things, or we can't have nice things. So you can create a hashtag for your family if you want to, or something fun like that people like to follow. If you're a teacher, and you're struggling with what to post, it's summertime, give some summer learning tips. Homeschool mom, if you're a homeschool mom, give some homeschooling tips. Let people know, let people into your world. And the goal of social media is to, get people to increase the know, like, and trust factor. Increase the know, like, and trust. And how can people really get to know you and want to buy from you if they don't know who you are? And so that is kind of the purpose of this. So I'll drop a couple more here. So Jennifer McKinney, if you follow her right now, she is, of course, all these people are Singular as a pillar, but painting, Jennifer McKinney has strong conservative values, and she does mission work, and she's a sports mom. I know that about Jennifer just by following her. So I want you guys to drop, if you guys have some pillars in the comment section, if you wouldn't mind dropping some pillars that maybe you guys would like to share. That would be awesome if you could. And so why do you want to find your pillars? So once you find your pillars, that's what you can create your content around. And what I'm doing, this is a huge tip that I just started doing not too long ago, is I'm always grabbing video. I'm always taking pictures throughout my day. If I'm cooking something, I'll grab the phone and my stand, and I'll video me making the meal. I don't use it all that day, you guys, but when it's time to create some content, I've got lots to pull from. Like going to conferences, I do lots of videos, lots of pictures. And I'll have 6 or 7 months of content to post later on about Singular. And so just start filming things, just start filming your life. And maybe through that, you'll find out what you're passionate about. I like to create content when I have hair and makeup. So, because not working from home, you don't always, it's sometimes messy bun, baseball cap, which is great too. I definitely create content in that. But, if you're feeling good and you're feeling inspired, I actually time block and just create some reels or create some content. And if you go to my Facebook, Instagram today, you'll see I created a story, and it was, Friday Find. I did not create that on Friday. I created it like 2 or 3 days before. But when Friday came around and I was busy, I just grabbed that content and rolled it out in my stories. And I do a lot in stories, probably more so than posting. So hopefully this like helps you guys. And I'm sure there's some pre-scheduling apps that you can like create content and just schedule it out for the month. If anybody knows of a content creator that you can do that, drop it in the comments, because I would love to hear that. But I hope this is helpful. So your assignment is to find your pillars. And if your five pillars overwhelm you, and I think that the number 5 came about for each day of the week, so you'll have something to pull from, like, for instance, Kim Brock, Tuesdays, every Tuesday, she's going to do Tips Tuesday. Some people do a Wellness Wednesday because health tips may be one of their pillars. So it's just, find Friday, that's something I can post on Fridays. But hopefully this helps. So your assignment is to identify your 3 to 5 topics or pillars that's about you, that you're knowledgeable about, that you're passionate about, and that it's comfortable to share on social media. It's fun to share and it's simple to share. So actually all you have to do is find either 2, if you're looking for 3 pillars, or 4. You have to find 4 pillars, because Zingular is definitely going to be a pillar on your social media. So thanks, Stacy, for having me. I hope this was helpful. I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right, Jana, thank you so much. And yes, that was super, super helpful, because sometimes we get thinking about branding ourselves and we kind of overcomplicate it. But if you just think about, who am I? What do I do in my life? And break that down and create that into 3 to 5 pillars of your life, there you go. There's your brand. So guys, don't overthink it. And Jana, you did amazing in breaking it down and giving us some great examples. So next to the stage is Director Shelby Boswell. She is going to come on and talk to us about using different social media platforms to grow your business. So Shelby, if you would, please unmute yourself and welcome to the Zoom stage.
Yes, hello. I feel like we need to get up and do some stretches. I am so proud that there are still over 200 people on this. That's amazing. It just shows us that you guys are really wanting to learn from some of us, and I'm just excited to be here. So first, what I'm going to share with you is how to use social media to leverage your business. And I want you guys to put in the comments, what social media platform do you get the most interaction from, the most prospects? I want you guys to post that in the comments, whether that's Facebook, Instagram. Some people are using TikTok now. That is not me, but let me know in the comments. Okay, so I am actually really glad that Jana went before me to discuss the pillars, because that was the first thing I was going to talk about. So really, yeah, just come up with 3 to 5 things that make you you and post about that. That becomes your content. That becomes your niche. That is what makes you relatable to other people. So for me, I post that I am a stepmom, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a full-time photographer, and I do Zingular also. So I post about just business opportunities in general. And then I'm also really into clean products, whether that's, Zingular products, or that is like household cleaners, stuff like that, just trying to make that transition. And I also talk about having PCOS and just how all of this interacts with all of that. So when you stick to these specific topics, this becomes your niche. This will get people who truly value you and what your lifestyle is like, because, when people follow you, they see something that is valuable to them. And then the next thing that I want to talk about is just interaction and engagement. So with the algorithms on Instagram and Facebook, they are changing at least once every quarter. But there's one thing for sure that always sticks. And that is when you show up on other people's stuff, when you like a post or you comment on a post or you interact with their stories, whatever you're doing, you are going to show up more on their timeline and on their feed. So the more engagement you have with people, the more stuff the more your stuff will be seen on their pages. I feel like a lot of you are posting, well, only Zingular people interact with my posts. I can't get anybody else. Well, are you interacting with their stuff? And I know that you guys have like a chicken list and everything. Are you interacting with your list? Are you going to their pages, and are you liking their stuff and commenting on their posts and making like genuine posts about like how great they look? We don't want anything like phony or anything that does not feel genuine. So I challenge you guys to do that. And then also, basically, like when you're making a post in just your whole social media platform to begin with, we don't want you guys to, you know, be posting 90% Zingular and 10% your life. What you really need to focus on are these 3 to 5 things that make you you, and sprinkle in Zingular. You want 90% to be your life, 10% to be Zingular. And when, you know, you're getting people who are following you, like this is content that they see is relatable. You know, people buy people, not products. I hear that all the time, and it is so true. When you're posting graphics all the time about like, hey, here's a graphic for Tummy Tamer. Okay, that's great, but people want to see proof, and they want to see what these products are doing for people and how these products can help them. And so that kind of leads me into my next topic. I was going to make this super short and super sweet. I wanted to give you guys like tangible things. So this is the last thing that I'm going to talk about. I wanted to make this super short. But basically, when you are posting about Zingular, there's a lot of people who are like, I don't know what to post. Like, what do I even say? I don't want to sound salesy. I don't want to sound scammy, but I want to build curiosity. I want to, you know, I want to get people interested in what I have to offer. Well, when you're just posting just graphics that Zingular gives you, yeah, you're showing them information, but you're not really building the trust or the proof. Graphics are always great, but I feel like you need to incorporate more trust and more proof to build the curiosity. And what I mean by posting more trust and more proof is that you have to show yourself. You have to show your face. You have to show those uncomfortable photos. I just did one this last weekend where I showed my picture of my butt and my jeans, and I hated it, but I still did it because I wanted to be relatable. Okay. And so you have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to post the small victories, the big victories. And guess what? You don't even have to post a before and after weight loss picture. You can post a picture of your face. You can post someone who you personally know, who you can tag. I always tell my team, if you're going to try to post somebody else's results, then make sure you can tag them, because that builds proof. That shows people, hey, this is a real person. It's not just like a Google picture that they found. Like, this is a real person. I'm going to go creep on them and see what their journey has been. Like, that helps build the proof. And then also, you just have to, like, a lot of people are like, I don't want to even include the word Zingular in here because I feel like this is just so scammy. Like, when they first started, I don't know, like, there's probably a lot of you guys who are newer on here who are like, I just have no idea what to say in my posts. If you are afraid to sound salesy and scammy, guess what? You don't even have to say Zingular if you don't want to. A lot of us do, because we want to help promote the company and we want the company to be known. But there's other times where I'll post, hey, I started this journey, all natural products, and I paired it with a grocery list, and I got a 45-day money back guarantee. Here's my results. A lot of times that's all I say. And so just know, like, as long as you're genuine, as long as you're getting out of your comfort zone, and as long as you are, you know, not copy and pasting exactly what somebody else is saying, and you have your own results, or you're, you know, posting somebody else's results and those are genuine results that they have too, then that's really all that you need. So using social media can be one of the biggest benefits. It shouldn't be the only benefit that you have to helping your business. We don't want to rely like fully on social media, because what if, you know, tomorrow the whole world loses Wi-Fi access? Are you talking to people in person? Are you building those relationships? So keep that in mind. But social media, you can use that to leverage your business like no other, whether that's on Facebook or Instagram. You know, I feel like Facebook is for the, I don't even know how to say it, like people my age and above, but also Instagram is for like younger kids and stuff. So really just figure out where your target audience is at and where they're hanging out and go from there. But just know, keep it real, keep it genuine. Don't make a post if it feels fake and scammy and doesn't sound like you, and you're like, I'm making this post just so I can have content. That's not what we're about. We don't want that. We want quality over quantity. You know, I would rather have one post that's genuine, that is valuable for other people, than have 5 that don't even fit into what the business I'm trying to build or the lifestyle I'm trying to build. So keep that in mind too. I think that's all I have for you guys though. I just wanted to keep it super short and quick and to the point and give you like tangible things that you can take with you. But yeah, that's all I have.
Awesome. Thank you, Shelby. And thank you for talking about going in and building those relationships with people and giving them the value and showing them what we can help them with. So thank you for sharing. And guess what it's time for? It's time for another giveaway. So, whoop, whoop. So if you would go in the comments and put in there one of your takeaways that you got from Shelby. I'm going to jump in here and see who I can find that's going to win a bottle of Zing. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. I'm seeing a lot of names pop up. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do something a little different here, because I know that people are doing some home parties and they may not be on their own phone watching this, and they may be watching on somebody's TV. And I know Stephanie Wood is having to get together at her house. So Stephanie Wood, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you to just randomly pick someone that's there with you, and they will win the bottle of Zing. Get their name, address, so to Christy, so that way she can get it mailed out. So congratulations to someone that is watching this Zoom with Stephanie Wood. So next up is Miss Director Jamie Cole. She is going to come in here and talk about how to build new partners into getting their quick starts and getting to manager. And let me tell you, the reason we picked her for this is because she has been rocking it out in doing this. She had earned Founders Club pretty much all in the second quarter, which is all about building those unique accounts. So Jamie Cole, if you would unmute yourself, and welcome to the Zingular Zoom stage.
Okay, sorry. I couldn't get myself to unmute. Thank you so much for having me. I don't know about everybody else on here, but this has absolutely been priceless golden nuggets. And I hope that I can give you another one. So I just wanted to briefly tell you a little bit about me so that you guys kind of know. I'm a crazy busy mama of 8. I am a Mimi to 4. I am by trade a paramedic. So when I found this company, I was working 12-hour night shifts and 24-hour shifts. This has been the most life-changing opportunity for me ever. And if you are on here and you are like, I want this, I need this, where do I go? The very first thing I'm going to tell you is, yes, I'm here to tell you about bringing in new partners and quick start and manager, but you got to start with you. You got to start with you. So the first thing I would say is, peel away the layers of your why. Find out why you really want to do this. Go through and figure out what hurts. What is your pain point? And focus on that, because your belief going forward, your energy, your excitement, that is how you build your new partners. Because people want to join people that are like them. They don't want to join like someone else. They're following you because you are who they want to be like, that you are who inspires them. So take advantage of that. Be excited, know your why, and start with that. One of the first things that I say is, when we get started in this, we don't have the belief. We don't have the belief in ourselves. We might have it in the product. You may have already made a check. You may have lost some weight. You may be feeling better, but do you really believe? Do you believe in the potential of whatever it is that you want to achieve? And if you don't believe that right now, borrow somebody else's belief. And I know that sounds crazy, but if you analyze yourself, are you talking the talk or are you walking the walk? And for a long time, my journey's been up and down. I've been with the company 2.5 years and I've built to director. I'm on my third time building back up to director. So, life happens. Life's real, but life happens to everybody. So if you want this, go get it, find your why, and get rid of the excuses because we all have them and they're all equal. So when you're going out and you're trying to find new people, you have to be excited. But the very first thing you need to do is you need to ask. We don't ask enough. You need to ask people, will they help you? Will they do you a favor? Will they be open to hearing what you have to say? Start with, getting them to try to join you with the business. Be excited about that. You want to travel with them. You want to help them out of whatever their pain point is. But then if not, like everybody said before, you've got the products to fall back on and you're filling your funnel for that next person you can ask. So don't forget that any no is not a no. It's another opportunity to fill your funnel. Use it. Don't get discouraged. Don't pass it up. Use that opportunity and keep your funnel filled. When you're asking people, ask what their needs are, not just your health needs. Really listen. We get in a habit of being so excited that we want to just get to the point and throw out whatever opportunity it is. But you have to be able to fix that pain point. Tell them what you have, whether it be for health or whether it be for their financial needs. Find out what their needs are and you can address them. And then find out their goals. By finding out their goals, you know how to guide them. You know how to direct them. You need to be able to show them what you have to offer for them, not for you, not for everybody, for them specifically. So in order to do that, you have to listen. And that's the very first thing you have to do is you have to ask them. Because if you don't ask, the answer is always going to be no. And so after you ask them, where to ask? That's another thing I always was stumbling over. Where do I find these people? Who do I ask? You have to restart the baby steps yourself. I don't care if you've been here 2 years, if you've been here 2 days, if you've been here the entire time the company's been here. When you are a manager that didn't quit, so start over. Use those building a new distributor steps and do them yourself. Because as you do them, you're leading by example. And when you lead by example, you are going to get the same results. If you can show them that you can hit quick start to a manager every single month, then why can't they? You're setting that example. So you have to do those things. Sorry, I keep looking down at my notes because I get tendency to just be excited and not cover the points that I was supposed to. Your back office is a gold mine, whether there's 5 people in it or 500 people in it. You get to looking in there, there's zeros, there's reasons, life happens to them. Reach out. You have customers that are faithful customers that love the products for a reason. Reach out. They shouldn't be paying for them. Explain to them, hey, can I help you to help other people feel like you do? Use those opportunities. Make sure you don't neglect your back office while you're trying to fill your funnel. You got to kind of put eggs in different baskets. You don't want them all in one. So you want to be able to be going in different avenues. You always want to start with the business. They've already said that. And if they won't or don't want to, don't forget there's baby steps in between. It doesn't have to be straight to the products. Would you be open to hosting a sip and see at your home? In-person events are huge. I had one specific lady that did not want anything to do with the business. She liked the products. I had been talking to her, but she agreed to do a sip and see. So we did with her family and friends. We had a great time. And by the end of the night, instead of free products, she had hit her quick start too. So use all of the steps in between, whether it be an online party, whether it be, like I said, a sip and see. If you can get them in person and develop that true, strong foundation, that relationship, it's going to go so much better for you. Let's see. The other place that you can find, and this is a scary place for me, I know a lot of you, open up your phone. How many names do you have in your address book? If they're in your address book, you've talked to them. They know you, or you wouldn't have their phone number. So there is a huge, huge funnel right there for you to start working on. Is this scary? Absolutely. But it changed your life, or it's in the process of changing your life, continuing to change your life. So why wouldn't you want to share that? So you have to be bold. Be bold, make that list, And there's another opportunity in another place, because people tend to say, I don't have anybody else to ask. I guarantee you, you open your phone list, even the people that's been here since day one, and you probably have not contacted all of them in the last 6 months. And in 6 months, your whole life can change. So, make sure you're utilizing all of those things. And then when you find somebody, it's very, very crucial. Meet them where they're at. Not everybody in this day and age can come in with the biggest kit. They can still have success. Meet them where they're at. Think outside the box. How can you accommodate them? How can you help them to be able to get their products paid for? Whether it's an affiliate link just for the specific product that they're using, whether it's, I did one where I helped them pay for their products. They got started with the business first. And once they got their money, they paid for their products, so it varies, but don't be afraid to customize it for that person, because it's their journey. Now, once you've got them, they said yes. What am I going to do with them? Because that's exactly where I was like, okay, I got somebody to say yes. Now what? Get them on the phone. Get them on the phone, meet them in person, because that connection right there is your foundation. If you do not meet them, if you do not talk to them, if they do not hear your voice, they're not going to stay. They can't feel your excitement. They can't hear your excitement. And that has to be duplicated, because if you're excited, then they go talk to their people excited. If you're just like, okay, I want you to go and I want you to make a list and we're going to contact those top 10 people, then they're going to be like, okay, here's my list. I'm going to send a message. You're not going to get that excitement. And without that, you've lost the passion. You've lost the drive. So the first thing I do is I get them on the phone and I talk to them. Follow the building a new distributor, spoon feeding them. It is right there. People have worked really, really hard to provide that to us. Utilize it. Go through it. But when you get them on the phone, you can cover those first 4 or 5 steps right then and there. Find out what their why is. Find out what their goals are and what their pain point is and how you're going to fix it, because that is how you get them to where they want to go. So when you're talking to them on the phone, I tell them, hey, as we're talking today, we're going to go over a few things. Grab a pencil and a paper, and I'll wait. You got one? Perfect. All right. So as we're talking, I want you to write down minimum of 10 names, but I want you to just keep writing. Everybody that pops in your head, I want you to write them down. And then I'll go back to, hey, what is your goals? How much time do you want to spend? Those type of things that are in the beginning of building a new distributor. And every so often I'll say, how many names you got? And I will keep talking to them until they at least have 10 names down. If they're a go-getter and they're writing, I'll keep talking till they get to a lull. And then I say, you got your names, your list, great. Screenshot that and send it to me real quick, because then they're going to be accountable for it. And then you've got the list too, so you can help them. Hey, did you talk to ABC on that list? It's a way to get them excited. It's right there in front of them. You're baby stepping through it so they don't feel overwhelmed. Something I do is I never, ever, ever tell them, unless they specifically ask me, but I never offer it up, how long they have to get this done. I say, great. I am so excited for you to be part of my team this week. I don't care what day it is. It could be Friday. It's still this week. This week, we're going to get you your very first bonus. It's an extra $100. And we can totally do this. So then we're going to start with the building a new distributor. We're going to run as fast as you want to run. So I'm going to make it personal to you. So as soon as they get one thing done, we'll go to the next. Some people are a little bit slower than others, but your job is to keep them excited. Your job is to have them be ignorant on fire, because it's all about the passion. There are no perfect words. I know we get caught up in what verbiage do you use? What this? There isn't a perfect word. You can get guidelines from multiple different people. And here's my suggestion of everything as you're going through this process. It's being genuine. It's pulling a piece from this leader and a piece from this leader and a piece from this leader to create who you are and who you're meant to be, because that's who people follow. And then you're genuine. You don't have to be perfect. Everything everybody has set up to this point in time all correlates together. You do not have to be perfect. I mean, some of the times my kids run across, I've knocked my phone out of my hand, I'm talking to people, in that chaos, they can relate to it. So don't worry about being perfect. Worry about being you, because you are who they want to follow. So believe in that. as you're going through your steps and you're talking to them on the phone, the one thing you want to make sure you do is you don't want to get them really, really excited and then wait 2 days to call them. Again, every single day, whether you have time for a complete phone call, voice chat them. Hey girl, I'm super excited about today. You did a great job. Make sure you tell them what they're doing great. Great job on making your list. Great job on doing your posts. Great job with inviting to the testimony group. Compliment them. People need to feel valued. 90% of the people in their JOBs are miserable because they don't have value. If you want a team that's going to create a solid foundation and a team that's going to reach their goals and that hit them quick start 1, 2, and manager, make them feel valued. Shout them out. Tell them the good things that they do. It's not about the words you use. It's about how you make them feel. So, you're spoon feeding them through there. You're talking to them daily, voice messaging them. You're being personable. You're developing a relationship and a friendship, because that's what it is. People become friends. They become your ex-family. It's important to create that because that's why they stay. The money's great. The products are amazing. Everything about that. But really, people want to feel valued. It's your job to make sure that they do. So don't skip that step. Make sure that you help them out and give them ideas. I like to give them a daily challenge as they're building through there. Hey, post something about this today. Hey, make sure you're adding on your, you're talking about your kids on there today. Today's the day we're going to focus on a different pillar, as we're talking to people on the side. Don't be afraid to give them guidance in that and help them in that direction as you're still working in the background of, all right, on Facebook or on Instagram or wherever you're posting, you're covering your family today. I want you to talk about that. I don't want you to mention Singular. But in the background, we're still going to contact those 5 people on your list. Let's get them on the phone today, or let's start a group chat with them. Those type of steps where it's not overwhelmed in one area and not the other. Also, to keep track of your people, get you a notebook, get you something tangible that you can carry with you. As you're working with somebody, keep track of them. Know where their volume is. Know when they get an enrollment. Know how many, what steps they've did in the building a new distributor. Okay, the last thing they did is I told them to do was post this post and follow up with them the next day. Make sure you know exactly where they're at, because once you get one and you're excited and that passion starts showing, it's going to explode. One attracts the next, attracts the next, attracts the next. So you need to be ready for that. So you need to have something where you don't let them down, that you're staying consistent. We talk about being consistent in our IPAs, but when you get a new distributor, you need to be consistent with them too, and making sure you know where you're at with them so that you can keep them going at the pace they want to run at. Sorry, got sidetracked again. But a lot of us, we find the people. You might get stuck in one of those categories. So you're asking the people, then you know where to find them at. Once you find them, you're following those steps. We're not reinventing the wheel. What you're doing is you're building yourself. You're building your confidence and you're instilling it in them. Okay. So don't focus again on being perfect. Focus on being you. And when you hit a wall, I don't know how many of you are on here going, I do everything she just said, and I haven't gotten a distributor. This is my advice, because that's what I said to myself. I'm doing all the steps. I was talking the talk. I was kind of walking the walk, but truthfully, I skipped step 1. I didn't peel away the layers of my why deep enough and borrow that belief and believe deep enough. So if you're finding yourself in that circle right now, then go back to step 1, because I promise you, it's more about building your belief in yourself and your confidence up and improving yourself between the ears and listening to inspirational things. That is the foundation, starting with you, to building those new builders. That's what draws them in. That's what keeps them there. So if you're struggling, that's where you need to go back to, in my opinion. It is about your mindset, because everything else builds off of that. It's like building on sand. If you don't, you'll start to build and it'll slip back down. You'll start to build, it'll slip back down. It is right there. We are definitely in the right place. We are definitely in the right time. We just got to find out how to get this and this to match. And that is the key, in my opinion, to developing new distributors. partners. Sorry, that verbiage is going to be really difficult for me, but you know, there, like I said before, there's no magic words. It's all about your magic attitude, basically. It's truly about following your heart, staying focused, and then staying accountable to the new people you bring in and following along those steps. So I don't know if this helped you guys today or not. I hope it did. Hope it gave you some tidbits, but the truth of the matter is start with you, build up from there, because you got everything it takes right inside. You just got to believe it. And once you do, other people will follow. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Jamie. Let me tell you, that's awesome. Great advice. What I love about you the most is you always lead with your heart, and you stay connected with your people. You give them the steps. You don't let them down. And I'm so glad that you talked about that, because sometimes we lose track of people, and with busy, crazy lives, it's easy to do sometimes. But like you said, if you have them in front of you, whether it be on a notebook you can take with you. I know some people use whiteboards, whatever it is that you use to keep track of these people, stay connected to them. It's so important. Put that believability into them. And Jamie, you are awesome at doing that. So next up is Stacy Rotella, and we're going to bridge the gap here and be like, oh, because you guys are like, okay, we've got quick starts, we've got managers. How do we move them through the manager ranks and keep them growing? And that's what Stacy Rotella is going to talk about. So Stacy, if you would, please jump on and join us. And she is a Gold Executive. I forgot to give her title. Gold Executive Stacy Rotella. Stacy, I don't know if you're muted or not, but I cannot hear you.
I can't see her. I'll shoot her a message, Stace.
Okay. So what we will do is, while we're doing that, we're just going to jump in and do another giveaway. How's that sound? So put in the comments below what one of your best or favorite takeaways for Jamie was, and let's give away a canister of digestive aid. I'm going to get to the comments here. Julie Jackson. Julie Jackson has won a canister of digestive aid. Julie, if you would, get with Christy Van Dam and get her your address so she can get that shipped out to you.
Stacy, you should be unmuted.
Yes, I am now. Sorry, I was like, I'm on, but it won't let me unmute. So thank you for that. Thank you. And first of all, kudos to all of you for showing up and taking time out of your Saturday. We could be doing a million other things, but you guys chose to be here, and give yourself a pat on the back. Like, that's huge. And we're just being poured into by incredible people. And I thank y'all so much for this opportunity. And I love the fact that I do get to talk about what do we do next. You know, Jamie, I'm not going to lie, what she shared, I'm going to share a little bit on as well, because a lot of times it's the same stuff, y'all. It's the same stuff, but maybe a little bit different. Once you get them to quick start, once you get them to manager and all that. So I'll just tell y'all something that I do is I want my team to feel like they are family to me. Okay. This business is all built on relationships. If somebody doesn't feel like they really matter to you, except for if you're trying to, you know, hit a rank or do this or that, y'all, they're probably not going to show up every day for you. So sometimes we have to do a self-inventory, and we have to say, am I being the leader that they need me to be? Am I being the leader that I want to have myself? Right. And so you got to step back and you got to think about those things. And y'all, that's going to mean picking up the phone. You're not going to grow people through the ranks only through chats. You're just not going to do it. It's going to be video chat. It's going to be picking up the phone. It's going to be making those relationships to where they are part of your family, because they truly are. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I pour a little bit too much into my team. And sometimes, you're gonna have people that are gonna be all about you, and then they're gonna quit because life happens. And then, but you know what? They'll come back if they felt valued. So just remember that. I had a girl quit me last month and I cried. I literally cried because I felt like I lost a friend. Okay. So just gonna preface that with that. Make people feel like they are important to you, because they truly are. So whenever you talk about going through from quick start to manager, all that, sometimes I feel like the first month, okay, we got quick start 1, got quick start 2, got to manager, and then what happens? Sometimes we hit a wall. Why do we hit that wall? Well, a lot of times it's because they went through their quote unquote warm market or their close friends that are going to join them and all that. So you got to keep that ball going. How do we do that? Guys, everything that you do, good and bad, duplicates. So do you have three-way chats with them? That's huge. You can't expect them to do three-way chats with you if they're not in one with themselves. Okay, so this is all built, again, relationship duplication. Are you helping them focus on Founders Club? Founders Club is set up in a way, just like Russ said, to grow our businesses. Okay, if you are not only yourself focused on Founders Club, which means leading by example, number one, don't coach from the couch, right? Then you're going to grow your business and you're going to help them too. So have them write down those names. I remember, normally like 10 to 15 names of people that, you want to do this with you, all that. I remember Mark and Command, they're like, we have 100 names. I'm like, fabulous. So guess what? They focused on Founders Club, which inevitably got them from manager, silver, gold, all the way up to silver director in about 4 months, because they were focused on Founders Club. So you got to be focused on Founders Club. Whenever I talk about leading by example, talking on your stories, I can't tell you how many times people are like, well, I don't like how I sound, or I don't like, y'all, you're not going to grow through past the manager rank if you're not putting yourself out there. And if you're not leading by example. So 9 times out of 10, whenever I do talk on my stories as an example and help my team do the same, y'all, sometimes I don't have on makeup. Like, I'm not going to go put on makeup to get on a story. And guess what? You don't have to either. You don't want people to think that what you're doing is so untouchable that they can't do it. You want them to think, she's doing it, I can do that too, right? She's not perfect, I don't have to be perfect either. So talking on your stories, helping them with their content. A lot of times I will say, hey, go look at this person's story today, or hey, here's you something for your story today, or hey, let's make a post. Hey, let's follow up in those chats. Let's, shoot me some bullet points. Just holding their hand and then helping them duplicate that down is key. Sharing the business, y'all. Not gonna lie, I came in on product for my husband, had no intentions of building a business. So it was kind of hard for me to lead with the business, but to have a business, you have to talk business. You have to help your team talk business too. How do we do that? Well, you talk about it on your stories. You talk about it on your page. 2 by 2 by 2. If you are doing the 2 by 2 by 2 or whatever numbers you want to add in there, if you're leading with the business, you're going to grow people past ranks of manager, okay? Because you're bringing people in for the business. We've got to talk to business. And sometimes people are like, well, I don't know who to reach out to, or I don't know what to say when I reach out to them, right? So I'm actually going to share with you guys a voice clip because I share voice clip examples with my team all the time because I'm a learner that just can't listen. Like, I've got to do myself and have examples. And so I do want to share an example of something that I did, and I shared it to help them grow. This is actually a customer, y'all, that orders every month. So as you know, they're going to have customers that order every month, but they're not partners yet. We've got to reach out to those people. We got to reach out to all kinds of people. But I want to share with you guys an example of what that looks like, reaching out to a current customer that's not a partner yet, that inevitably to help you grow. So here's an example of one that I did, and I hope this is helpful to you guys. Hopefully you can hear it.
Happy Monday, girl. I hope you are doing good. I know May is super busy for you. Y'all got lots going on. Hey, and I also wanted to let you know that I know you had your subscription run this month, as you do pretty much every month. And I wanted to let you know that because it's over 120 PV, you are open to making extra money this month. You know, I know you love the products so much that you order them every month. And I know that there are people that you know that need what we have. Like I said, I know you're super busy, got a lot going on, but I would help you with that, you know, and extra $400, $500, $600, $700, whatever it looks like for you would be pretty awesome. So let me know if
Hold on.
can help you with that. As you know, I will never lead you astray. I appreciate you as a customer for so many years, and I hope that you survive May. And let me know your thoughts on this.
So that leading by example, you have to lead by example. If you've got your team members and they're reaching out to their customers in a genuine way, y'all, they're going to grow their business. The lady hasn't responded back to me yet. That's okay. It doesn't matter, right? Marry the process, divorce the outcome. You've got to lead by example and help them do that. Connection, y'all, do not keep your distributors like this. You will suffocate them. Do not. We have an amazing community. Put them in chats with people that are leaders in the company or someone that you've been inspired by their story. One thing about this is that we are all in this together. If you keep your team like this to yourself, guys, you're going to suffocate them off. Why would you want to do that? Is anybody on this Zoom mad because they are a part of this community? Absolutely not. You've got to show them the community. You have to let them be a part of that. So there's that. Don't cut people off. I'm just going through my list here because I don't want to miss anything. Y'all, you got to, and you got to teach your team this. They're going to go through a lot of no's and not right nows to get to some yeses. But the only way to get to those yeses is to go through all of that. And sometimes, y'all, I feel like they're so excited because they got a quick start, they got manager, then the next month, their business kind of hits a stall. Let them know that's okay. Let them know that's normal, because so many times they're like, okay, well, I'm done. I had one good month of business. Absolutely not. Like Christy said, the only reason that people are executive and above is because they are a manager who did not quit. Same thing. You got to keep that ball rolling. You got to keep that momentum. And something else that I try to help my team with is, y'all, we don't train with a mood. We don't work this business with a mood. You think about somebody that is training for, say, a marathon or training for whatever they got going on in their life. If they train with a mood, would they be very successful? Absolutely not. You have to train with a goal. You have to work this business with a goal, and you have to help your team do the same. I compare it to, like, if you show up at the airport, like just with your bags. Does anybody do that? No, you show up at the airport with your bags for a destination. Same thing with this. Help them break down their goals. Help them see where they're going and how they're going to get there. Don't just say, we're going to get 5,000 in volume. How are you going to do that? Well, you're going to do that by helping your customers share. You're going to do that by being consistent. You're going to do that by reaching for the business, reaching out for the business. You're going to do that, and I'm going to help you, and I'm going to hold your hand the entire way, which leads me to this. Our job is to build leaders. And guess what? Some of you might be like, Stacey, but I'm not a leader. There's only way to become a leader, and that is to do the work. As you grow leaders, you're going to become one of yourself. I mean, it's the same thing. You can't coach from the couch. You can't go to the gym and say, y'all, I'm going to get in the best shape of my life and sit there and watch everybody work out. No, it doesn't work like that. If it was, y'all, that'd be great, right? It does not work like that in this business either. You got to get your hands dirty. You got to hold their hand. You got to lead by example. And I'm going to give y'all a couple little things, and then I'm going to close out. Something that Mark and Kim Mann have brought to our business and Zingular as a whole, just a huge breath of fresh air. Talk about leading with the business. So grateful for them, which, by the way, having your customer share is crucial. One more person sharing, one more person reaching out might be the person that transforms your business, and you might change their life. So again, don't train or don't work this business with a mood, work it with a goal. You will eventually get to where you're going and help your team too. But something that they've done that I have taken from them, because you're never the smartest person in the room. If you are, you need to find yourself a new room, is weekly Zooms. Okay. And some of you might be like, Stacey, okay, like, I don't know how to host a Zoom. Well, guess what? The only way to host a Zoom is to do a Zoom, and then you figure it out from there. Right. So what they do, and I've started doing this and I love it, is you've got, like, if you have someone that's manager, right, and they've got people that have gotten results and all those kinds of things, guys, like the next week, have a Zoom, have those customers that got those results share. Number one, it's going to keep them accountable. Number two, they're going to see the community. And number three, who doesn't want to be bragged on, right? Have them share the results. And then people that maybe got their quick start, have them share how they got that bonus. Keep that ball rolling. And you're going to eventually keep growing their businesses. They're going to have new people come in and new people share and all of those things. I've seen it transform businesses, and it works. It truly, truly does. So you get to highlight people that aren't just quote unquote certain ranks. Like these are brand new people that maybe got quick start 1, quick start 2 manager. Maybe they're on day 5 and they're down 6 pounds and they want to shout it out and they want their friends to join too. Okay. So that's a whole nother tool that you can do, is have Zooms with your newer distributors, and then it's going to trickle down from there. Last thing is parties, Facebook parties, in-home parties, sip and sees. Y'all do not feel like you have to put on a huge production to have a party, because you don't. If you have a person that maybe they just finished their jumpstart, they feel great, they're trying to, or whatever you got going on, have them have their friends come to their house. It ain't got to be some big production. You don't have to go rent a meeting room. You don't have to wait for someone else to rent a room or have a party for you to go to. Do your own. Do your own. And we've had parties where it's only men partners show up. Guess what we did? We turned it into a training opportunity. We've had parties where we've had 100 people show up. That was great too. It doesn't matter. The only thing that you got to do is keep moving forward and help your team do the same. So last thing, guys, these people chose you. There are thousands of distributors or partners. Sorry, that's going to be hard to get over. Partners in singular. They chose you. They could be on anybody else's team, but they're not. They're on yours, and they're there for a reason. Help them show up. There's going to be ups and downs, but lead by example. Don't coach from the couch. That's what I got.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacey. I love the don't coach from the couch. That may be my slogan for a while. Don't coach from the couch. And it's so true. It's so true. You got to get out there. You got to get in the grind with them. You got to block arms. You got to do the things. And thank you for going over all that. Our next speaker is Platinum Executive Christy Bland. Christy Bland is going to be coming on and talking to us about casting the vision to our newer partners, which is so important. We want them to see what we see. And the only way to do that is just showing them the vision and getting them believing that what we have done and what others have done, they can do it as well, and even more. So Christy Bland, if you would, please unmute yourself and welcome to the Zoom.
Well, hey, y'all. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. And oh my gosh, y'all, it's just bear with us a little bit longer, okay? It is almost over. I know y'all are ready to get off this and go maybe outside, but also you're ready to go and talk to people because of every single thing that you've just learned here, right? So I want to sit there and talk about casting vision. Well, first off, why do we need to cast vision? Anybody? Why do we need it? Because guess what? What does that mean? That means vision is about painting a picture for all of the blind. I literally came up with that this morning. And I'm not talking literally blind, physically blind. I'm saying people are living in darkness. It is pitch black where they're living. They can't see past the stack of bills. They can't see past the just financial despair that they're living in. They can't see past the lack of purpose. They can't see past their self-esteem. They can't see past any of that. And so we have to sit there and cast the vision. We have to do that. So I want you to go in the chat and I want you to sit there and say, what does casting the vision? What do you think that that means? What do you think that you should do to cast the vision? Okay. Sorry, but my mouth got really dry all of a sudden. So I'm going to go back because I'm supposed to be talking about casting the vision to new partners. But guess what? It starts way, way before you get a new partner. Because you are supposed to be casting the vision to actually attract partners. right? That's what we're looking for. We're looking for partners. We need to enroll new partners. We need to upgrade and have new partners. Well, guess what? If you're not casting the vision and you're not putting anything out there, what are they coming to? What do they see? So I want you to sit there and think about, what are you putting out there? What are you saying? What are you posting on social media? And a lot of my stuff, of course, is going to tie into what other people say, but are you putting negative things? Are you complaining? Are you an excuse maker? Are you drama oriented? Are you commenting and doing all that stuff, right? Or are you encouraging? Are you got positive vibes, fun things out there? Or do they see anything at all? Because I have looked at some, I've been sitting here looking at some of y'all's social media while I've been sitting here on this, and some of you don't put anything, right? You don't have anything on there. So what kind of vision, or what are you putting out there? What do you want to attract? Because what you put out there is what you will attract, right? So if it is those encouragement, if it's hardworking, if you're fun, people want to be a part of that. If you're the other way, people don't want to be a part of that. They're going to shy away, right? So that is why you have to cast the vision from the get-go, because what you do now and what you put out and what you speak is what you're going to go ahead and speak into existence and set up for months to come. People are going to see one post, one encouraging post, and think like, oh my gosh, I want to join her, right? That's not how it goes. So are you showing up on your social media? Are you showing up in person? Are you doing those things? And I love, like I said, it goes back to kind of even what I know Deanna sat there and talked about it too, and I know Jana did. It's not about the big dollar amount. It's not about a dollar amount at all. Do you love the community? Do you love the people that you get to talk to? I see Debbie Hanks on here, and she secured at Jamaica this past week, and I reached out to her. We're not on the same team. Do you love people that get to cheer you on, right? Do you love the fact that you can, you made $5 and you got to take your kid to Sonic for a happy hour? Do you love the fact that there's that time freedom? I am an empty nester. And so I love that I get to drip living life with my husband as an empty nester and drip the business in, because I get to take business anywhere, right? So are you doing those things? You have to show up and put out what you want to attract. So it goes back to your pillars. Those pillars cast the vision. Okay. So whether it's the community, whether it's the lifestyle, whether it's the time freedom, whether it's the financial aspect, whatever it is, be sure that you are sharing those things. So sorry, I got all kinds of notes, people. I got all kinds of notes. Okay, so now then, once they get started and you have talked to them, and they're here, they are as a partner, right? Now, how do you continue to cast the vision? What does that look like? Well, guess what? Y'all, I've done a lot. I have Googled. I have hopefully put into action. I have YouTubed. I have done all the things, and the everything across the board is you got to sit there and share your belief. You've got to pull out their potential. It's not about you. It's about them and their potential, their uniqueness. It's about what this can do for them. And I love, and I'm trying to think if I have it here. Oh, I don't know if I have it in front of me, but that's what this is about. It's about sitting there, pulling that stuff, their potential out of them. Okay. Let them know that you believe in them, encourage them, and be specific. You've heard it several times, being genuine. I had written the same thing down, remind them of their uniqueness and be genuine about it, okay? Be a role model. Goes back to the couch, sitting on coaching from the couch, right? Don't tell them to do something when you don't do it. If you want people to start chats, you start chats. If you want people to post and talk about the business, you post and talk about the business. If you want people to show up at events, you show up at events. Okay, so you have to be sure you sit there and that you are not just talking the talk, but walking it with them. Praise, praise, and more praise. One thing that I have been starting to do is is as much recognition as I can on my page. We of course did have chats, and chats get overwhelming and people do their own and all the stuff, right? So I like to put it out on a page. I love to sit there, whether, I don't care if it's just showing up, if it's a great post, if it's signups, if it is cheering people on, if it's being encouraging, whatever it is. People love recognition. And people won't ever shy away from it, right? Just like we've heard that here too. You can't ever go wrong with pointing out and bragging on someone's greatness. So here are other ways that you can sit there and help cast vision. One, are you inviting to opportunity calls? Everybody has them. And if you don't have them and you haven't ever been a part of one, then you need to ask your sponsor, or you need to host your own. Okay, an opportunity call. And don't just put it out there and say like, hey, we're having an opportunity call tonight. Would love for you to sit there and come check it out. No, you're like, hey, Susie, I know you're a teacher. And Stacey Rotello was a previous teacher. Now then she like has quadrupled ×5 her teaching income. And this is what she does. And I would love for you to take a listen to her and just hear, maybe, you know, it would really resonate with you. I know you're a super busy mom, and so was she. So can I send you that link, and would you like to listen to it? Be specific. Okay. Don't just copy paste, send it out. Be specific and really think about those people. What about a team dinner or training? I had never thought about this, and I had to listen to somebody else, and they invited potential business partners to their team training or dinner, because guess what? She's like, I know that when they get to be a part of this community and they get to see that we're just normal people that love to have a good time and we keep things simple and, you know, whatever, that they're going to want to be a part of this. So are you inviting them to be a part of it? Are you connecting them with people that they can relate to? Are you connecting people that have inspired you and that you know that they're going to inspire them as well? Be sure that you, just like Stacey said, are you throwing, you know, putting them in a chat saying, hey, I know that this is what we've talked about, and you would be, you know, a huge asset. Like, you have got so much potential to be successful with this company. And I wanted you to meet someone else that was the same way. When you're on a trip, a Founders Club trip, when you are at an event, when you're at a retreat, whatever it is, are you reaching out and thinking about people that you want to sit on that beach with? I know Cindy Clayton and I sat in Puerto Vallarta a couple of years ago, and y'all, we sat there, we stayed an extra day, or we had earned an extra day, take that back. And we were sitting there at that cabana, and for probably 2 hours, we just video people. We just sat there and kept on like, okay, you got to be here. You're going to. Maybe it was brand new distributors too. And we're like, oh my gosh, like, you're going to be here next year. Can you picture it? Look at this view. I wanted you to see this. Okay, so are you extending that excitement to them and letting them know that there is, like, you want them there? Okay, are you sharing your paycheck? I'm not saying put it all out there for the world to see, because we know that's not compliant, right? But are you sharing your paycheck with the people that you want to do this with? The ones that have said, I can't afford to do it. Or the ones that haven't said anything, but they just haven't done it. Are you saying, I want to show you what I made on a Monday? I made $300 just today, one day. Or I made $50 and I helped one person get started, just one person. Okay, so you've got to sit there and cast the vision. I promise you, there are more people right now that are struggling financially than not. And if you're not talking about the income, they will never know about it. You have got to cast the vision. You've got to talk money. You've got to get comfortable about talking about money. I tell people, you know why I talk about money? It's not because I'm money hungry. It's because I was broke. I was broke, and it gets me every time. And you know what? That's okay, because I sat there and listened to Ed Milet this week, and somebody said, I'm not ever going to let these feelings go away. I don't want these feelings to go away. I sit there and talk about it because it saved my marriage, because all we did was fight over money. How many people do you know, or do you have ever had a fight over money? Right? There's so much weight of the world right here on your shoulders. And if you're not sharing it, they will never know that you can help them. Okay. So I am going to leave you with this. The end result is not up to us. Okay. The end result is not up to us. That is all in God's hand. Our job is to be faithful and diligent with the opportunity that we've been given. And being faithful and diligent means taking action and seeing this through on a daily basis. So I want to know, out of 200 people that are on this call, well, we lost a few, but still, I want to know who is in this for the long haul. Who is in this? Not just right now. We can have it. We can't have a training every single day. This is where that inner motivation has got to come in. And you're like, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm going to show up, and the end result is not up to us. All I can do is present the opportunity, show up every single day, do what I know I'm supposed to do to grow my business and to help people. And then that's all you can do. Right? So y'all, this has been incredible. I pray now that you take every single thing that you learned and you don't just sit on it, you take it and put it into action, because that is the only way that you are going to get to where you need or where you want to go. So, Stacey, back to you.
Oh my gosh, Christy, that was amazing, you guys. And I'm just going to say right now, as we close this out, if you are not inspired, you need to check your pulse. You guys, there was so many good things today, so much said. Just apply everything that you can. I hope you guys leave with pages of notes. How many pages of notes do you guys have? Drop it in the comments. I am super excited. I have notes all over. And I hope you guys leave here with more fire and inspiration than you came with. I hope you do that. That was the whole vision for this, is just to get people together. I thought, you know what, we need something between events. We need to bring people together. And this was so much better than I even imagined it. So it's easy to get inspired, you guys, but now it's time to apply this stuff. Okay, now it's time to get yourself motivated and apply whatever you took from here. I know everybody's going to have different things that they take, different things that they're going to apply to their own business. And I want to know, who wants to do this again? Are you guys a fan of Super Saturdays? Because my phone has already been blowing up with, hey, when's the next one? Can I get the recording? All of the things. So we will be planning this. You guys, we're going to do it every month. How does that sound? We'll do it every month through the summer and kind of see how that goes. But I'm going to give you guys some homework right now. First of all, I want you either to take a picture of the screen, a picture of yourself. If you're at a watch party, you can take a picture of your little group, whatever it might be. And I want you to make a business post on your social media about this training. I want you to be excited. I want you to show people that you are showing up on a Saturday morning, because that's special. That is pretty awesome. So be proud of yourself for showing up. It's fun to brag on yourself once in a while. So do it today because you showed up. The second piece of homework, I want you to think of at least 3. You can do more than this, but at least, oh, Stephanie's team's taking a picture right now. How cute. But at least 3 people on your team that you're thinking of, and tell them you need to listen to this recording. And as soon as we get the recording out, you tell them, listen to the recording. I want your takeaways. Get their takeaways back from them. And number 3, your last piece of homework is to bring, you choose the number, at least 2 people with you to the next Super Saturday. Whether they're new people getting started, whether they're people just looking at us for the first time, they're going to see the community, they're going to feel the spirit, they're going to feel the fire, and they're going to know they have a whole team of supporters like helping them out. So bring at least 2 people with you to the next Super Saturday. If you guys want a prize, please message me your address if you have not already, so that we can get those out to you. But I just want to say thank you to all the speakers. Oh, you guys are amazing. Stacey Loftus for helping so much. Melissa for being our behind the scenes girl, running everything. And my girl, Heather Hooper, who put together that cute little workbook for you guys to be able to take notes if you were able to use that. And you guys, here's one thing. They say that summers are slower, right? We always get that excuse that summers are slower, but I want you to think about this. Like right now, the excuse you're going to get is, okay, school's getting out, summer is starting, you know, spring sports are still in, you know, we are going to, we're going to have a lot of people with that. And then of course, summer trips, that's going to be the next excuse. And then guess what? We're back into fall. Oh my gosh, school's starting. Now we have fall sports. And then right after that, we have the holidays. So that's going to be the excuse. And then at the first of the year, oh my gosh, it's the first of the year. Let me just get through the holidays. And then guess what? We're going to have spring again and summer out again. So here's the thing. There's always an excuse for people. We always have an excuse not to work our business, but we have to find that motivation within. And so let's change this. Let's change the summers are slower thing, because I don't think summers are slower. I think we get into a funk, we're enjoying our time, but we are out. We are out and about. You guys have the ability to meet people. So get out and meet people and be confident in what you're sharing. We have the best products. We have the best comp plan. We even have a passport program attached to that if all the money is not enough. And we have the best support group and community out there. We need to be proud of that, because people are praying for something different every single day, whether it's with their health, whether it's with their finances, whether it's with their friendships. People need what we have, you guys. Singular is special. We are a part of it. So let's go out and change the world together. So I hope you guys have a great weekend. And I love y'all. We'll be getting the recording out as soon as possible, and also the date for the next Super Saturday. So you guys all have a good weekend. Thanks, everybody.